Oh shit. Wait, hang on. Wait, hang
Oh,
on.
shut the fuck up.
Wait.
Bro.
Hello. So, tournament's over. It's been over for a good second, a hot second. And you're probably wondering, what are we here to do? If you guys aren't familiar with, the average Project Hexagon flow of things, a lot of our projects often take upwards of 6 months and above. I think it's this 6WC in conjunction with how much pre-tourney stuff, how much actual tourney stuff we've done. It clocks in at almost 9 months of painstaking hard work, 9 months plus of painstaking hard work. And, with this 6WC closure stream, we're really here to sit down and have a retrospective look as to what we've done with this tournament and really think of it from a top-down view and look back at what we've achieved during these 9 long, arduous months. My name is Gammy Crayola. You guys know me. I'm your host through and through, and joining me in the commentary booth, joining me on the couch today, is going to be our lovely co-host Mirage Fire alongside Philoxen, Willem, and Perry Crayola. I'm just going to do a quick intro. I'm Gammy Crayola. I'm the lead director of the 6-Digit World Cup. Beside me, Mirage Fire is the head puller and co-host, or an initial co-host of the 6-Digit World Cup. Alongside that, Philoxen, our pre-tourney event, or main event organizer, alongside our secretary, our slash host, slash third host, you love to see it. And then the two people on the bottom, you have Willem, your technical lead, alongside Perry Crayola, your creative lead. These are the people who are the main masterminds behind the scenes, or we are the main masterminds behind the scenes. You're the ones dealing with all your multi-accounts and whatnot. And at the end of the day, I think for a few of us, Willem, Perry, Mirage, you really don't get to hear them speak a lot about what they do in the tournament, and I think this is a good time to really pick our brains a little bit. So before we begin, I'm gonna direct you guys all to the Q&A form that we have sent in the announcement channel. Do check it out if you guys have any questions. They're gonna be open until we start covering them. So yeah, do drop us a quick question if you're interested in any part of 6WC 2025's procedure. But to give a quick rundown of what we'll do today, we're gonna be going through our vision for the 6-Digit World Cup. We're gonna take it from the beginning to the very end and beyond. So we're gonna start with our vision for 6WC. We're gonna move to regrets. We're gonna move to the goods and the bads. We're gonna move to the legacy, the doubts, and then last but not least, of course, we'll be talking a bit about what's left in store with Project Hexagon as a unit. But without further ado, I think, hey guys, we've been quiet for this entire VC. Oh my goodness. How we doing? Just gonna do a quick status check because I kind of joined in a bit late. I was eating my cheese muffin.
Amazing.
Doing
Every
fantastic.
fucking PDC meeting, bro. Gabby
Yep.
says I'm gonna show up on time. Shows up late with a cheese muffin.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame me? Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna start by talking about our vision, and I think this is something that every tournament host has. I think across my time hosting 6WC, I realized that an administrative council needs a vision. Above all else, above all hard skills, that's what makes a leader, and I think that's the most important part in hosting a tournament. So let's go from the beginning. What kinds of visions did you guys want to imbue into this year's World Cup? And how has that vision changed throughout the course of your tenure as, part of the council? Mirage, would you like to start? Would you like to start us off?
Yeah, sure, why not? Well, obviously, since I'm the head puller, I'll be talking a little bit about pooling in general as well. Well, the vision of it. Well, given how long we've been working on the 6WC as a general, the vision I wanted to imbue in terms of pooling was a more my style of pooling, something more unique or different, I guess, at least slightly more non-standard, but still maintaining some kind of standard structure in it, some familiarity, but at the same time something outside of the box. Not only that, but like if we also include the whole PTE runtime, we had like so many pools that we had to make, and also like we also wanted to bring back what we had in 6APC, the pooling, the pooling contest with like judges and whatnot. So like overall, from the pooling side of things, like there's just so many pools we had to make. I wanted to make them unique, either in the PTE aspect or like more unique in terms of like what we have in the tournament with like X million amount of customs and also like slightly more unorthodox maps that you wouldn't see. For example, I think my favorite example is still what's it called? I think it was called Sugar Rush in the QF normal one.
Mm.
Like sure it is a little bit slider heavy, but like it is compensated. You had the hard rock one there and yada yada yada. But yeah, slightly unorthodox pooling was my main vision that I wanted to imbue for the 6WC.
I see. Very nice, Mirage. For me, on the other hand, well, this story about 6WC as a whole was a bit unexpected since I was the one who just like joined the organization like a bit late, only like by the end of 6EC. And 6EC was like one of my first like big tournaments that I staffed for. And probably without 6EC, I would not have been here. We did organize our pre-tournament events in 6EC, which were pretty much respectable and people like them. And therefore, when I officially joined Project Hexagon, I didn't really have like any assignments because everyone already had their own departments that they were working on. But at one of our 6WC meetings, Gamili offered me a crazy opportunity to host festival events, which are also known as pre-tourney events for 6WC. And I was like, oh my god, this is my time to shine. Is this actually real? Because the thing is, I really like, if I do something, I really try to make it high quality. And Gamil was like, yo, so you know how we did pre-tourney events for 6EC? We think you did them really good. I was like, holy. And yeah, that was basically my motivation for 6WC as well, for players to also just experience those pre-tourney events and their organization and just have fun like they did in 6EC. So that was my initial goal that came in my mind. But at the end, not only that, because after pre-tourney events, it was not the end of me. I also commentated a lot of stuff and it was a great experience. 26 matches, indeed. But yeah, overall, a very nice vision about 6WC, and I believe executed that pretty well. So I think that's enough from me, and let's move on to the others.
Before we move on, I'd just like to say, Philoxon being added into this team, he was the latest member of CDC when 6WC, he got added in alongside Frawan right after 6EC, and I kid you not, Philoxon is probably the most natural integration into the admin team. Like, he worked his ass into the admin team, like genuinely outstanding stuff. I'll go more about in depth about it, but holy crap, like it's incredible what Philoxon has done into CDC. Glaze aside, WoM, this is your time.
Yeah, I mean, my vision for 6WC definitely a lot more like internal focused, right? I mean, I'm handling all the technical stuff, so you don't really see a lot of the stuff that I do because back-end sheets and whatever. I think the main thing going into 6WC was obviously we wanted to do Tosu, right? I really wanted to have something custom to make the streams look nice and have all the information you need at a compact, in a compact format and all. So that I think was the big thing that I wanted. I was thinking back about it, like way back as far as 6APC, where I was trying to get some stuff working, but I didn't have enough time to really showcase anything there. I think the other thing was the registration form, actually. That thing, I mean, it was so long ago now that I think about it, but I think that was also something that I wanted to do just to make sure you know, just to make sure everything was verifiable and also to make it like streamlined process for everyone, right? It's much simpler, in my opinion, to press 2 buttons than to have to fill out all your details and
Not
whatnot.
streamlined
And-
enough for Philomaster.
cough. But yeah, I think those two are the main two big things going into 6WC. I know there are like a bunch of other things that I want to do on the back end, like with sheet automation and stuff, to make it easier for the other admins, for example, to handle some stuff. But it was mostly just registration in Tosu, yeah.
Oh, hi. I think going to 6WC, I just wanted to kind of push like creative a bit more, because in 6-digit graphics typically doesn't go very far. So as like a character artist, I wanted to push that side more. I wanted to really like work on the process of getting art that really fit the song, because I think that was a big struggle I had in 6APC. Also, I think it was just expanding the team a bit and trying to get something that like we were all happy with, which is, you know, ironic considering what happened. But you know, yeah. I'm gonna be real, like I think my vision for 6WC was less like specific to creative and more specific to the overall project, because I kind of just wanted to make it after 6APC, I kind of just wanted to make a training that would like that I could look back on and go, yay, that was good, and I think I had fun during it. So I don't think I had anything concrete, unfortunately, but yeah, I think that's me. I didn't really think about it much, I can't lie.
I mean, Perry says that she didn't think about it much, but we had a whole. I always tell people
Okay.
this funny story. Perry, like, would you like to talk about the blown out
Okay,
argument?
no.
about light mode, dark mode?
Gabby. I didn't have any ideas. I just didn't like your ideas.
It was an out for me
Valid.
from the
Typical
beginning,
Wow.
guys. What did I say? And what if the stream is a flashback? You know who to point fingers at. Okay, but yeah, that's why I think I'll probably be giving like a more general perspective from 6WC. I think one thing to note about our admin team that is purely unique from I think a lot of the other contestants or a lot of the other people who were in the running to host is that our team consists of exclusively like impactful players in the tournament scene. I quote players, not staff. None of us were like good staff before 6WC, but we were incredibly involved in the community. Like for example, you had Munamu, who isn't in the stream, but she was a 6WC winner, was very involved in GFX very early on. Mirage Fire was a 6WC 1 player through and through all the way until he eventually took on the mantle of hosting. Veloxen as well, a 6-digit mainstay before CSR hit all of us very hard. Wilwam, minor league, going into major league as well, 4th place. Perry, it's okay, Perry. One day
I'm
we'll
a
get to
staff.
play 6WC.
Hey,
One day we'll get to play 6WC.
when you said none of us were good staff before 6WC, guess who was?
That was the good stuff. That was the one
The
person that
targeting
we
is
had.
crazy.
You know, like Perry for what it's worth, like you know, I say that all of us are like tenured 6-digit players before we ascended to hosting. Perry was the only 6-digit remaining when we were hosting, so who
Hey,
am I to say
Mirage.
that?
I guess technically,
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
I'm the-
And then of course myself, 6WC 2024 runner-up. I had so much connection. I think Perry and William can vouch. Like I had so much passion for as a player in 2024, and there were a lot of issues. There were a lot of things that went wrong. Mirage and I, yep. Especially like here and there, just management issues here and there. And I speak for a lot of the other people who were also in the running, that we wanted to do something different and we wanted to do something very fucking good. And I think that really streamlined a lot of our early process going to 6WC. I saw the issues of previous 6WCs, and I think Perry can vouch. Like we wanted to take an avant-garde style, how do I say this? Redefinition of what 6WC meant, right? Because 6WC 2023 is like a pin in the 6WC history. It is the most well-run tournament up to that point. We saw that, and we were like, how do we make our 6WC look as good as that, but still have our own identity as CDC has taken over? Because it's also important to remember, CDC as a team is, I believe, the first team have a complete wipe of the administrative roster. In 6WC1, you had like Ladon, and then you had Turley sobbing in, and then like Mashi was there as well. And then in 2, it was another administrator. I'm not thinking about it very clearly. I'm not the historian, but in 3 and 4, it was Turley. And then in 5, it was Turley and Mashiev. And we really wanted to distinguish ourselves, I think, with this year. And that's why you see a lot of that's why you really see a lot of us going all out this year. Like this, with all the custom songs, with all the graphics, Perry especially, you mentioned, right, with all of the crazy things that you were doing with design, Philoxen's pre-tourney events, Mirage Fire's control favorite pooling. I'm sorry, Mirage, I love you. I mean, with that said, it's clear to see that we took a lot of inspiration from old 6WCs, but we wanted to distinctly walk away from what was conventionally known. Whether that's a good decision or not, it's left to other people to decide. I personally think that if 5WC, 4WC, and 5WC and 4WC can constantly change up their graphics, I don't see a reason why we have to stick to orange hexagons. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's all I had for Vision. Since we're on the topic of like the beginning and whatnot, I think let's talk about that a bit later. I think there's a good point where we can talk about that. So just to sum up everything, we wanted to move towards improvement, but not just improvement. We wanted to go up and then side grade from making a better 6WC 2023 to a 6WC 2025 that is better than any 6-digit tournament that came before us and a tournament that was uniquely ours. Whether that's the case, I'll let you guys decide that, but that was our goal through and through. And yeah, I think that's a good place to end out on our Vision segment. Let us move on to our next one. This is the fun one. Regret.
No.
Raj, I think you're very poised to take this one.
No, of course we have to get to this section eventually. Alright everyone, let's talk about regrets a little bit. Grand finals and finals. And to some degree, of course, everyone's favorite topic, qualifiers. I mean, if you're watching the stream, you probably have a good understanding what I'm not going to talk about already, but like just in a more overarching, like general way of putting it, I think the customs overall could have been handled slightly better. I think some of the balancing of maps or like difficulty judgment of maps could have been better. Like that certain one DT1 or that one very special Hard Rock 2 that was clearly too hard in that quarterfinal rounds.
Still harder than Grants, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching the stream, you probably have a good idea what I'm already talking about. But yeah, regrets. One of the biggest regrets is definitely like overall handling of like customs. I mean, there are a lot of good, successful ones for sure. There's no doubt about that one. But
all the tiebreakers were insane.
I mean, they definitely have aura to them. I can vouch for that as well. But yeah, definitely some oopsies in every pool. If I could go back and change some of the stuff, I think I know exactly what I would change. But like, again, a lot of these like regrets that I also have are stuff that are easier to spot in hindsight than like when it comes to the actual thing, I guess. Like it's always easy to say in hindsight, oh yeah, like that map was so hard, like you should have seen that coming, but like no, it's like it's
when you're cooler in the moment, it's yeah,
especially with also like some time crunches every now and then, some schedule conflicts in terms of like map delivery, custom delivery, or like just generally searching for a map that we really wanted but maybe doesn't exist. Or at least not in the way we want, or maybe it's overpulled, you know, or maybe it's recently pulled and then we have to recently switch it, like emergency find something else. All of these like kind of formed some sort of regrets in every pool, I would say. Like there's something small I would fix even to this day, and especially for grants and finals, I think there's a lot more that I could change, so to say. So I mean, yeah, those were definitely my biggest regrets, and yeah, stuff that I could improve on.
Yeah, no, Mirage, I can totally hear you out. As the second most active puller in the team, At some point it was that bad that we even had to like request a custom map for a slot because we just couldn't find the right skill set to make a pool balanced. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience.
It was too easy
First
for
time
Lawson. It was too easy.
was too easy.
The customer was too easy for Lawson.
Hey,
It was too
watch
easy.
next for the Hexagon tournament, get 90 customs.
Yep, yep.
Yep. Mark my words. But
Closest.
pulling was not the most. It was not the regret for me, because the bigger regret I had is, so like how I try really hard to do something, like anything I do in terms of organization. Well, I of course was very ambitious regarding the festival events, but at the same time, when they finally struck, it was very damn hard because first of all, most of the staff, they didn't really care about festival events, which is fair enough because it's not the main stage and they sign up for the main stage, not for the festival events. So at some points, even when I was like hanging out with friends or like with my girlfriend, I needed to just be on my phone because for emergencies, I really needed to just say something like, yo guys, we don't have a referee for that match and it should have happened like 2 minutes ago. Or for example, when we did not have streamers for like one of the final matches of one of the events. And that was really like draining me out like really fast. So a good thing is, no, it didn't really end quickly because it was like 1.5 months. Also, the other one was probably just kind of a my issue that for one of the events, if I remember correctly, it was our 1v1 festival event. I tried to make in the first round of 64. Which basically meant that you would need 32 matches to get reffed at once for a festival event.
Yummy!
And if you know the tendency of festival events that I mentioned, staff didn't really care. So
They're not ready for opt reffing. Holy crap!
yeah. We unironically had depressive hexa reffing, bro. Like Project
Hexa
Hexagon.
reffing. Oh, Project
Yeah.
Hexa reffing.
Project Hexa reffing. That's right, but at the end, even though I almost burnt out, I was really struggling, but at the end, I managed to just keep things together, and I'm happy with the final product, especially with the epic theater, how everything was done, the trailer made by Aquatic, the overlay, the streams with cams. I think it was really feeling like a pretty much high-level tournament. I'm so proud of that, bro.
I am too.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's my turn. I guess I have two main things I want to talk about. The first one being like work distribution across the technical team. I think I don't think it was handled like horribly by any means. The way I kind of did it was just give everyone their specific area to focus on. So Frauen handled all the Discord bot stuff, TechDrive handled all the stats stuff, and the Frequent's doing all the design stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then I just kind of filled in everything else. So mostly the back-end sheeting was all me, and then the Tosu was also all me. And I think, I don't know, I kind of regret not trying to incorporate more people to try and work on those things to spread it out. I think especially like the Tosu ended up being a really bad crunch because I was away on a trip or something like that. Like a week before it needed to be done. So I had to just like rush it out in, I don't remember how many days it was, but it was not.
It was 3 days before bracket stage, I think. I think Dorian was talking about it. Was like 3 or 4 days before bracket stage.
Yeah, something
No
like
testing,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, and then all the testing had to be kind of done on the fly, which, I don't think anything broke horribly.
Jorian is
but-
just too good.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, I think, the design had to be refactored quite a bit. Because I think some people might remember the design where you had the two team scores on like either side of the screen, which made it kind of annoying to look at. And I think some of those issues could definitely have been ironed out if I first of all got the stuff done earlier, by spreading out the workload across multiple people. But also, I think also just I think I probably could have just like encourage teamwork, I guess, because everyone was kind of just doing their own thing, and there wasn't really much like interaction between us other than me just checking in on people to see if their work was going okay. So I don't know. I guess maybe with bigger projects, that sort of stuff comes a bit easier because you can't really tackle those sorts of things if you don't collaborate. But I don't know. I kind of wish I did more of that collaboration stuff this time around. The other thing, I guess, is just like a general, just sort of, did I do enough with this tournament? Because I feel like there's always a very, like, I could have maybe done more with a lot of things if I like pushed myself even further. I think ref sheet is a big one that I've been trying to tackle for like the last like 4 or 5 months now, and I still have not made any tangible progress on that. And also just like general organization stuff. I think a lot of stuff ended up becoming a little bit hacky, which nothing broke, but I think especially if I were to go back and try and reuse the stuff that I did for this tournament in a future tournament, I think there's just a lot of technical depth there that like I just wouldn't want to go back and reuse it because it's just so messy and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, especially like with the Tosu code base, the code is like horrible, and I really need to get around to tidying it at some point and publishing
Okay,
it.
ILWA to come back. Please, please save us.
But yeah, there's just a load of stuff that was like really messily done just due to time constraints, and I kind of wish I just did more earlier, I guess, instead of pushing a lot of stuff to last minute, which is, work, blah blah blah. I'm bad at that sort of stuff, but definitely just like I probably could have done a little bit more in some areas if I pushed myself, but I don't know. Life gets in the way and everything.
Hi, chat. I think I have a really similar thing to Willem, I'll be honest. Like, coming from a more, like, I guess specialized thing, is I really regret not, like, thinking in the beginning, oh, we should probably figure out who's doing what and how we're gonna get everything approved. Because we kind of fucking balled it, and I really regret doing that.
Oh, we don't.
I- I really regret not establishing a process at the beginning of 6WC for how we were gonna execute everything, because it was like very like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and there's no process for anything. I think we should have established a standardized process. I think I probably, if I gotten the chance to, like, just get more people involved. Instead of like, same with OM, I delegated tasks, but I ended up doing everything myself. So fuck. Also, I'm not a graphics person, so I don't know how to do shit. And then I think a smaller regret, I think for me, is not working that much. Okay, I delegated custom art at the beginning of the custom stage, which means we don't get that much custom art at the end of the tournament, which I really regret, I'll be honest. Like, just not... Okay, I would have loved to drop our Novino's Hidden 3 in grants. Like, that's a specific thing. But I think just... like, the creative process and just, background stuff. I think we had, like, a really competent team behind all of this. It's just I couldn't handle the organization better. So, like, props to everyone who did creative stuff for 6WC. You guys are awesome.
Well, I guess I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna try to tie what everybody said, especially what William and Perry said. CDC as a unit has always been we are a very tightly knit unit, and we're a unit that is really premised on mutual trust and mutual respect for what we do. You look at all our previous tournaments and you come to 6WC, and really the four of us before Philoxen came, it was just like a snap of a finger. We know what our jobs are, we know what we need to do. I'm the one providing the vision, I'm the one doing the checks and balances on everything. Mirage is head pooling, managing all my artists. I'm the one helping out with infrastructure. Wilwam's guarding the ref sheets, doing the debugging. Perry is the one talking to artists, the one giving feedback on GFX through and through. And that's something that CDC has really mastered over time. And that's why I think my biggest regret from 6WC is when we lost our touch as friends. Because like,
Oh, no.
we were talking about this, right? Perry? We were talking about
You so right.
Perry,
Yeah.
we were talking about this. There was a point super early on in the tournament where you already saw some early foreshadowing of it. Like me and Perry, we had arguments. We had in big disagreements about things like PoolSR, about GFX design, and it was something that really fractured a lot of our workflow together. And mind you, before 6WC was a thing, before APC was a thing, we would legitimately have like 8-hour long VCs where we just talk about life, or we would have Eurovision watch parties, or hell, we would just play Minecraft. And throughout a lot of, I'm thinking about PTEs a month before the forum post dropped, and a bit into sort of the round 32 to say semi-finals to finals, we weren't friends. Like, we were co-workers with each other, and that's something that we lost. We genuinely lost our synergy with each other, and for that reason, I found, even like myself, I felt like I was not getting respected by my team, and not only that, I was being a freaking dick to a lot of my team. I think if you guys knew me from early on in 6WC, you would know that I'm probably a very different person now. I was a lot less temper-headed. I was a lot less serious about things, and I wasn't very good at controlling my emotions and using discretion. And it's something, and it's one thing to be that, and another thing to be a chronic ghoster to your team. Because there was a point where we were like, Perry and I, we sat in a VC with each other one night, and we were like, we gotta talk about your fucking problems. And that one talk made me realize just how bad of a leader I was being initially, because and mind you, that leads to a whole nother dimension of bad mistakes. I think Boam, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't have my eyes on it, and for that reason I didn't have like the overarching view on it. And being the one with the knowledge to present to my team, if my team doesn't trust me in providing that knowledge to them in a matter that is timely, that is effective, like, that's bad communication from me as a host. And I had to learn that the hard way. And while it sort of came into its own, I think Philoxen can also say that pre-tourney events were all they were another tough thing. And a lot of 6WC and a lot of what we did after when 6WC started to cool down was really more so focused on rekindling that bond that we had. Like, if you told me that I would be getting my first peak win without Mirage, because Mirage actually sucks at the game and got DC'd at Alpine, like, I wouldn't believe you. Like, I wouldn't believe that I would be playing Overcooked with anyone but, Dan Perry. Like, these were things that seem so natural as a friend group, but seem so foreign to me as a host, as a leader. And it's one thing, like, I always had a bunch of my guests of honors telling me, your staff experience matters above all else. I think I treated everyone away from me well, but I treated the people who were supposed to be close to me pretty damn terribly. And I only realized that later on, and I think I speak for the rest of the team, I think we all lost our swagger, we all lost that love that we had for each other as a group. And that's where 6WC weakened. That's where I legitimately felt like quitting 6WC. I think I mean, am I right to say that, guys? Am I right to say that? Do I
Yes,
get not?
yes, sir.
I was,
Yes,
well,
sir.
I
You can
was,
be
I was
careless.
so unaware. What the fuck?
Okay, no, this is in June. This is in June. This is in June. This is in June. No. This guy literally told me. This guy literally told me after I told him all that shit about like how you're such a bad leader. He was like, "I'm quitting 6WC." I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?"
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
What?
It was
What?
bad. It was especially given like the fact that oh my goodness. Wait, Sherry, should we talk about this on stream? Like, is
Nah,
this
probably
appropriate to-
not.
Okay,
Probably
okay.
not.
Let's not share this on stream. But let's just say, guys, don't create stronger bonds in a group if you want the group to survive. Like that's not good. That's not good. We can't be having Gami Triola, your boss getting gate capped by creative head. But that's a story for another day. Let's move on from a very very sad topic to the yippies. I think this is a lot more fun to talk about. And for all the bad regrets that we mentioned, there are probably tenfold amounts of yippies to be had. So Mirage, let's kickstart us off.
Yippee, everyone! There's a lot of good customs this year, wasn't there? Like, like, let's be real. I know. Like, we already mentioned the regrets. There's some hit and miss, but let's be real. We had so many customs this year, and not only that, but I think a lot of them hit really well. Like, for example, any of the Yobimo collaborations we had. I think the most popular one is the Febs with F777 custom song.
True.
I think that one's the most popular one.
It's F77,
bro. But yeah, also Kagetora, Grand Finals tiebreaker, custom song, the Resplendence, absolute banger. Like, we had so many customs. 43 in total, apparently, according to my pooling sheet. So that's like 36% of like all the pooling slots. 36% of that, 36% of the pooling slots were all occupied by a custom. That is insane. Like
And Mirage, wait, pause. I mean, do you want to tell them about like our reactions when we got the custom mappers? Like my live reaction to Mega Fan saying yes, like Destiny saying
God,
yes.
yes, like
Oh
that.
my God.
Yeah, there were like insanely big names that just said, yeah, like we asked them, hey, would you like to make a map? Would you like to make the custom map for 6Z? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
My reaction when Amamiya Kokoro says yes, bro. Amamiya fucking Kokoro.
Like, there's some real outstanding names here that like it's just crazy. Like Mint Ice Cream, Plasma, Amamiya Kokoro, like all these huge names that just
Hamano.
said Hamano, yeah, for
Yeah,
example, as
yeah.
well. There's also some classic names you've already seen, like Amethystus, Q, like Nominomu, like all these familiar names as well. We even had Devious Panda in the like team, but like unfortunately we didn't get to make a map.
I love Midian. I love Midian.
Yeah, that's the Midian incident. If you don't know what it is, Google it up. I'm not gonna talk about it on stream. But yeah, the DPS Panda was one of our roster as well, but we didn't get to it, unfortunately. I see a couple
Rip
watts
Panda.
already in the chat, so yeah, trust me. He's still in the internal server, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. Definitely one of the biggest UP I have in terms of like just pools overall. Another UP I guess I would like to mention is just generally speaking, I think for the most part the pool or the pool still kind of came through as like it was fun. Like there's some unique stuff. That's definitely another point of UP for me as well. Sure, again, I already mentioned it in regret. It wasn't perfect, but it was still fun for the most part. And yeah, I think this like the custom one is definitely the biggest UP, and like being able to work with so many talented artists and mappers and like just to create the 6WC pools and alongside with the full custom quals, regardless of what your opinion is about it, is amazing. Crazy experience. I never thought I would get to do this, and I don't know when I will ever get another opportunity to do a pool where more than a third of your maps are all custom. That's insane. And like 10 of them were custom songs. Like crazy stuff, dude.
Dude, we have as many custom songs as Corsair's Open 2022. Crazy metric. Crazy metric.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I still cannot believe that we like how
I mean,
Just how
Thank
loaded-
you, Yo Bimo.
I
Yeah.
think I think we have to like say a massive thank you to Gammy for the songs, because without this guy's passion for music, like we would not be having these songs. Like this guy's passion for music genuinely like got us these like songs, because I think like having like from an artist perspective, right? Working with someone who genuinely cares what you do is just so motivating, and I think your passion for music really helped us through all this.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh.
I would agree to that, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I approve. Oh yeah, I guess my turn.
Yeah.
So obviously my biggest UP is that I got to pull every single freeze for grants, but
That's
jokes
real.
aside.
Clip that.
Bro.
Oh my god.
No, all right. Factually speaking, regarding pooling, definitely great experience in terms of like me like having the chance to communicate with some of like the mappers that I really admire. But I don't mostly cover pooling. The thing is, I will once again come back. It is correlated with the festival events topic. It's my biggest UP was that when festival events really ended and the main stage started, every single match got streamed and it got commentators, and like the passion of those
Ah.
streamers and commentators was just over the moon. Like they got
Thank you,
so
Dylan.
much passion, they were so much interested, like they were so eagerly just like wanting to like commentate those matches that we even like needed to just have a limit of like, yo, so every commentator can only take 3 matches max in like earlier rounds. But yeah, if you notice, it's just like 62 matches or 63 matches streamed and commentated that I really liked. And also, of course, for those like some of the new commentators that we had, 6WC was definitely a really good start, and those people with potential, they definitely got a lot of experience. Like for example, Maiji, my goat, definitely improved a lot throughout the entire tournament. I even got to commentate the grand finals match, one of those. So yeah, that's definitely a great job, and just my heart warmed when I was just like seeing like everyone paying attention and just having passion to cast everything and to stream everything. So yeah, Jorian, Pharaoh, Raj, also my goats,
Big
Big Scores.
thought.
I'm pretty sure I'm missing like a lot, but yeah, those. And now, not speaking of that production quality, is also the broadcast. Is that we
Oh,
had a
you're so
broadcast
real.
lead. Yes, sir. So, we had Wooden Pickaxe, we had Hubba Wubba, we had Maiji as well. They spent a lot of time
Timber.
on all of those interviews, the ideas, and they honestly just felt like a small organization within our organization. And I was really happy with seeing that. And
Wait,
they
wait,
executed
I'm
it
so
perfectly as well. Yeah.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Can I interject for Loxon about broadcast? I need to like give a
All
shout
right.
out
All
real
right.
quick.
All right. What is it?
I can't lie. I hosted broadcast. I did not pitch this idea to anyone in the administrative team, or at least not extensively. And my idea was just like, hey, I'm just gonna give these guys a opportunity to do what CDC did in 6WC 2024, and I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna intrude on anything they want to do, and I'm just gonna leave them to their devices. Holy crap! They proved me wrong. Like, I can't believe how well they pulled it off. Like, it's about the small little things, right? You can anybody can host a match. Anybody can stream a match. Not everybody can stream a match with a interview slotted right in front, and then a post-match interview slotted right behind. Like, not every tournament can do that. And I think Philoxen or Willem, I think you were the most involved. The biggest issue with broadcast in 2024 was that we lacked people with passion, and also that we tried to do recaps. Guys, piece of advice: don't do recaps. Like, it's
Don't ever.
nobody's
Don't
gonna
ever.
do it.
No,
Do not
never.
ever.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Jokes
Don't do
aside, yeah, I think like broadcast demands passion and consistency, and that is something I did not expect to see. But look, Wooden Pickaxe, my hats off to you, bro. Like, he might have stepped down a bit from commentary this year, but where he was needed in broadcast, he came through and beyond. So huge props to that. Sorry, Philoxen, go on, man.
Yep. Now that is all right. Yeah, I would even say like this year's broadcast did like better than CDC last year for 6WC4. like
100%.
in my humble
definitely,
opinion.
no questions asked.
Yeah, like bro,
Sorry,
because like
but-
even though like I no just said it like this year's broadcast executed stuff better than 6WC
Yes.
than CDC last year.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's because like it came down to like such minor details, like having some interviews in like a different language, like for example in Russian or in
Yes.
Spanish. That we got subtitles for, so it was feeling like very much intriguing.
And there were so many people. There were so many people
Yeah.
who were willing to do it, and that's what made it what it was, right?
Yeah, that is right. So yeah, those two departments, production and broadcasting, definitely here in my heart. And then the last one that was like the most important for me was, of course, the donation goals. Like, can we just talk
Oh.
about the gacha video?
You so right.
I think there was
Yo.
some
No,
good
no, no.
bonding happening when we were voicing
Funny,
that.
when are we getting you laugh, you lose? Oh my, when is
Yeah,
Starry
I know,
filling
right?
up the when to meet? Oh my day.
No,
Never,
but
bro.
Never, he left.
unironically,
You left the server, bro.
But wait, who left the server?
Okay, let's start the story for another day. CDC drama. Oh.
That's crazy. Regardless, yeah, I just think those donation goals, they definitely, first of all, they kept the tournament spirit, and like people were like getting more familiar with CDC just because of those like funny content that we were posting due to donation goals. And second of all, internally as well, like CDC, I think we definitely started to have like more of those internal jokes that definitely helped us in the late stage of 6WC to just feel better.
How many
That is-
tiebreakers do you have? How many tiebreakers were played?
I was about to say that, bro. I was about to
Yeah,
say
exactly.
that.
exactly. So with the nation goals, we actually managed to like cope. So I think that's
Okay, I
really
wouldn't
nice.
say that. Oh, okay, I wouldn't say that we got close to doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, man. But that is pretty much it for me. William, take the mic, man.
Oh man. I mean, I honestly don't really know because like there is genuinely so much in this tournament that I could yippee to, right? Like I feel like Mirage and Fluxum mostly focused on like obviously their own departments, and like obviously I'm quite happy with how Technical did. Like I'm very happy with how Tosu turned out. I'm very happy with how the Discord bot turned out. Huge thank you for Alan. And also Tech Drive obviously stats, but like I feel like there's just so many other aspects of the tournament that just like I'm just amazed by how much we've been able to pull off. Like broadcast, I think broadcast. I mean, we've already mentioned it to death, but like I'm genuinely so happy that some other people were able to take it on this year and like execute it so well. Like even if recaps, we don't talk about recaps, but like just being able to have those extra things, it was just very heartwarming to see be executed this year. What else? Commentators. I'm really glad that we got so many like amazing commentators this year because like this is like my second time casting. I really do not know how the fuck I ended up in Grands, but I just really enjoy. Go on.
I mean, what can I say? The world thought it couldn't be done. It's time to change your minds.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, we just had so many amazing casters in this tournament, and to all the people I casted with, you're all amazing. Shout out to Xaria, shout out to Maiji. Am I forgetting anyone else? Probably. Whatever. And obviously, thank you to all the streamers that made it all possible in the first place so that we could get commentators doing so much.
Yes.
Oh,
Streamers need more love. And then obviously I cannot like not mention all the custom song work. I think initially like I was genuinely kind of doubtful, I cannot lie. But I think like seeing how everything turned out, I'm genuinely just blown away by the quality of stuff. Especially like Yobimo has been able to output. Like this is stuff that has gone into my playlist. So I don't know, just amazing stuff around on the music side, and fuck, there's definitely more stuff. Shout outs to Grand's Nova 2. I love that map.
That was the best number 2. Years of mapping done, years of
Yes.
notes done, and it was so not played. Oh my dude.
Oh my god, oh god. I'm definitely forgetting something, but like I'm genuinely just again blown away by the amount of effort that everyone else has been able to put into this tournament and how amazingly it's all turned out. And that I think that just overall, like the overall product that 6WC has become is probably the biggest yippee. It's just genuinely just amazing to look at.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
I
I was-
We tried to not, we tried to not draw watercolor during the meeting. What the heck?
Shut up! I'm not doing watercolor. I'm not doing watercolor. Before I get into like, more specific creative stuff, you guys don't know, I'm like probably 6WC's biggest fan. So I loved all.
Oh.
I fucking okay. Look. First day AFP, I loved watching all the streams. I like props to all the comms, props to all the streamers, props to like literally everything. Thank you, like literally everyone, for making 6WC a really fun tournament to watch. Like from a viewer perspective, if I just ignore, what I said earlier, 6WC was really nice from a viewer perspective. I watched almost all the matches. When I think
Thank you for the replay.
sorry.
Continue.
Okay. More creative stuff. Shout outs. Scup, Spawny, Ravine, Aquatic for Anarasium for being there to save my ass at the end of the day. Scup, thank you for the fucking amazing GFX. I know, we
Flashbang.
were talking about it earlier.
Flashbang.
Gabby thinks it's a flashbang. I don't think it's a flashbang. I fucking love it. Spawny, thank you for like making the entire process so much smoother for us. I'm kind of
Festival idea was all Spawny.
Yeah,
Can I
exactly.
just say? If we
Spawny
didn't fuck up, it would have been the biggest thing of 6WC. It would have been better than the actual tournament. I'm not even kidding.
yeah. Spawny like literally like engineered the entire like look and vibe of 6WC. So props to you.
We should release the 6WC wiki, bro. We should release that shit.
Oh, we should.
Oh my days.
Like
I
man,
was
like
trying
there
to
was
get
there was such stuff like festival slang that we would just had to use, but
Yeah.
we did like
It
It never
implement
went. It
fully.
never went through.
Ticket.
There is this like unreleased like map graphic in the 6WC Figma that Scump made, which I think is fucking amazing. I don't know if you want to release that. I don't know if I can talk about it, but thank you so much. Ray Bean for pulling storyboards out of her ass. Like genuinely. Like, yeah, it was unreleased. It was unreleased. No one ever like posted it. I thought Spotty was gonna do something about it. Anyways, it was released on the festival channel. I lied. Sorry. Ray Bean for coming in halfway through the tournament going, hey, can I make a background? I put her on a background I saw like halfway through Twitter. And I was like, this is really good. I was like, hey, can I do a storyboard? I was like, sure.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Like a storyboard made me cry. I was like, can you do grand? Sure. Like, chat.
Kuroi's denied us, and we got his mentor. Like, how lucky is that? How lucky is that?
You said, yeah. That was like crazy. And then Erasium just for being around and like making sure I wasn't going crazy because I think I was going crazy.
Minecraft.
I'm gonna-
Munamu who did every single
Yeah.
single banner, bro.
Yeah, supporter banners.
Munamu
Yeah.
definitely did every single banner. Yeah, that's kind of me. Like that's all the people that I'm really, really thankful for.
Okay.
I have more.
Oh,
Just
okay.
general 6WC stuff. Literally, okay, thank you for all of you guys. So Mirage for being the anchor of 6WC. I think I would have like crashed out.
Thanks, guys.
Gammy for having the best redemption arc of any staff person.
Yo, let's go!
Yo.
Let's go!
And,
I can't say that on stream.
No, you can't say that's true.
I can't say that on stream.
Floxen literally made like all the CDC VCs like enjoyable.
It was like having a second me in the VC.
Yeah,
Like, holy crap, y'all
yeah.
are finally funny. Like,
That
we are
has
what
like
the
finally
a
fuck?
funny
good
with
time
Osu.
zone. That has a good time zone.
That has a good
Exactly.
time.
Wow. Oh, my days.
Oh my god. And Willam, as usual, for being my staffing partner in crime. Literally, yeah,
Aw.
like this,
Aw.
like being the original CDC along with me. So that's that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that's me. I think that's me. I think it's me.
Okay. Man, this thanking stuff is scuffed as hell. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways,
Where?
I have quite a lot of yippies, and I think I have some yippies that are unique to me because there's some stuff. I think what I'm very grateful for this 6WC is that I found my own niche in Project Hexagon. A lot of my early work in CDC was just me designating work. In EQX Cup, I did not do any hard labor. I was the one doing PR. I was doing simple, easy tasks such as telling people what to do. And it was the case, I didn't do AQS. But I did 6 APC, GKS as well. And across my time in CDC, I've learned what being a host means, and I learned what it takes to be a host. I realized that being a host doesn't require necessarily hard skills. You don't need to know how to cheat. You don't need to know how to pull. You should probably know how to ref. But that aside, being a host, above all else, requires vision. It requires passion, and it requires you to be able to put in that extra mile. Where other people don't go. As a host, you can delegate all you want, but when the big picture idea comes in, where Willam is the one doing all the odd jobs in his own department, where Perry's the one doing all the odd jobs in her department, where Mirage is doing everything because he's Mirage Fire and pooling, and Philoxen's hard carrying the PTEs and trying to get people to, come in, pinging refs, pinging streamers, pinging comms. You as the host need to be there for every single department. You need to make sure that every single tab is being checked. And that is beyond your basic roles of just being the PR, being the voice of the community, being the main decision maker at the end of the day. That's what I really realized going into 6WC as a host. There were a lot of additional things as well that came with hosting that I just was too naive as a host to realize. The most tangible thing for me, I think, and I'm very grateful for this, is the amount of people that were willing to help out a random ass 6-digit host. And we talked about mappers before, but I can tell you, I'm gonna say it again, I have clips of us literally live reacting and freaking like jumping out of our seats when freaking Mega Fan said yes, when Jackie said he'd do Kree customs for us. I'm sorry for not overworking you, Jackie. When Zero PP said yes, when Destiny first said yes, unfortunately he didn't have a custom at the end of the day, but who the hell cares? When Nayami said yes, when people say yes to a lowly host and are willing to do things for free and are willing to do things passionately for free because they believe in your vision. That's the thing that really warms my heart, and that's something that you don't get in any other community apart from Osu. I'm not even kidding. Like, when we got Sugo Sugi in for Vibe With Me, quarterfinals tiebreaker, it was a flash. Like, Alvaria, initially, I told this story before, but Alvaria came up to me, he was like, oh, I only do commissions. And I was like, oh, okay, wait, I'm sorry then. And then he comes back to me an hour later and he's like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just do it. He made not only one custom, but 2 customs. And he didn't only make 2 customs. One of them was a custom song that he brought Sugo Sugi in. And Sugo Sugi, bless her soul, I just met up with her this Thursday at 7 a.m. She's such a lovely person. And it really amazes me to bits that you have so many people, so many distinguished and accomplished people willing to help realize your vision. There are too many people for me to go through. In particular, but I'd like to highlight most above all else the guest of honors. Like, can you imagine me as a caster and being able to talk to iFlame and Sad Shiba? Can you imagine me as a 6-digit host talking to the host of SSOT? Being able to talk to Stage, 5WC host Lumen, Dio, Resurrection Cup host Hoek, like, are we being serious? Like, I get to do that. I was the one who had the privilege to do that, and that was everything. That was literally everything to me, because not in talking to being able to talk to so many people by using 6WC as an outlet to try out, say, Apex Theater, like the invitational idea, to try my hand at doing so many different things. Like, that's not something that you get to do every day. And it was long, it was tiring, it is a lot of work creating questions for guests of honors every week. But I mean, they legitimately changed the way that I view Tony hosting and even commentary now. Set Shiba Glaze aside. Oh my goodness. It rekindled a certain passion of staffing that I didn't think that I would get. Another big yiffy is Yobimo Entertainment in general. I can't lie, when I was doing the first meeting with Yobimo, when we were doing our business deal, it amazed me that, oh my god, Mirage, do you remember the story? It was like, I was like, okay, so Yobimo, so how many songs are you willing to produce for us? And you're like, let's say low estimate 5.
Yeah,
Let's
I
say
remember
low
that.
estimate 5. And
That was crazy.
Like, and what's his name? Very Lamina told me it wasn't that they were deploying their people. It was that people wanted to do an OSU tournament. Like, they wanted to compose for an OSU tournament, and we were in essence giving them that opportunity. Do you know how crazy that is to me? There are people from Yobimo Entertainment who are featured artists, Wary, F77, F777, and they are not just, you know, down to do it, like Slipshot or whatnot. They were hands-on willing to do it. Fabs did 2 customs. Eraser was in. We got SJ as well, and they fulfilled a lot of our wishes. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna go through all of them right now. There's not a lot. There's not too many. Domi coming in from 6WC, coming in from 6APC. You're thinking Eraser, official AZ3, SJ88, Fabs, and F-777. Not just that, they provided us the graphics as well. Ventus Silly, Fabs on the graphics, and Very Lamina. They had an entire development process that they're willing to put into our work, and that is just jaw-dropping to me. And I said it before, custom songs. I like custom songs. I'll go through my special thanks a bit later on, because I've kind of like ran my course. But all the other shoutouts, I think the rest of the player, I think the rest of you guys have basically covered. But at the end of the day, to me, it was the fact that people were willing to support a rank range that 2 years ago nobody respected, and to be able to use 6WC as a platform to trudge deeper into the tournament community and truly understand what OSU is about and what the OSU community is about means so much more than, you know, just the satisfaction of hosting. All right, let's move past
Okay.
We're not done.
We're not
Okay.
quite
No,
done yet.
okay. First of all, like, as people mentioned, we have not shouted out like specific streamers and refs. We've done a lot of comms glazing. We haven't done a lot of.
Let's do
favorite
that.
ref
Special
glazing.
thanks, dude. We have a whole ass thank you
We
section.
do?
We have a thank you section. We will do a thank you section. That's
Okay.
that's like the big thank you. We'll do that later.
We have another thank you
I'll do
section.
my own shout out. Yes. This is the
damn.
gratitude section, remember.
Alright,
let's move on,
alright,
let's move on, let's
poolers.
move on.
Hold on. Alright, poolers and streamers, you get my thank you later, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
All right. Let's move on to. Oh my goodness. All right, let's move on to our legacy talk. Now that it's over, what do you think is gonna be the legacy of the 6-digit World Cup moving forward? We talked a bit about it in the vision, but now we're talking about the shift. When it's over, in retrospect, are you, number one, satisfied with what you did, and number two, not looking towards bigger goals, but are you satisfied with what you did, and are you satisfied with your time in 6-digit? Because I believe for a lot of us, this really is like a love letter to the rank range that we all grew up in.
Well, I'm gonna start off as always with pooling. This is a little bit of a difficult topic. Am I satisfied with all the pools? No, not really. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of hindsight things that I could have improved on, but am I overall satisfied with it, given how much time and effort has been put into like not only customs but the pools in general, spending endless hours with Philoxen and VC to just find the right DT map or to find the right map. Bro, we were looking for maps for so long. I was also sitting with like Aquatic and Wilwam, just oh god, the CDC working like night shifts, just endlessly going on and on. Am I still satisfied after all that? Yeah, definitely. Like this has been such a long journey for all of us, honestly. But I think like also, from my perspective in pooling, yeah, it's been such a long journey. I'm definitely satisfied, even though it's not perfect, no. But given how
It's
much
never
effort and
perfect.
time has been put into it, I can't satisfy everyone, but I think I satisfied the ones that did like vibe with what we wanted to do in terms of like pools and maps and custom songs. It was a ton of work, and like yeah, I think that kind of sums up the legacy point for me.
Yeah, I see. For me, personally, this story is a bit different because, well, first of all, I was just a D ranker. Like, who the hell cares? But then, before like leaving the rank range, I of course like just wanted to like leave something behind myself because just tournament banners, winning tournaments doesn't really make you like yeah, make you really good. So yeah, first was 6EC, then pulling for 6 APC, and then 6 WC, and I think pretty much everything was executed perfectly. And the thing well, I think this tournament is just gonna be remembered as a very good iteration of 6WC, and I'm really proud to be a big part of it. And honestly, not only that, but for example, just in my community, in the Ukrainian community, I just had some like one or two random like Ukrainian people just like come up in DMs to me, say like, "Yo, so I was watching that 6WC match and I saw that you're commentating and you're Ukrainian. Can you like give me some advice on how to commentate and how to do stuff?"
Oh,
And I was like, "Yo, I'm an inspiration for somebody. No way." So yeah, I was really happy with that, and yeah, I'm really glad that well I got some supporters all the way back from 6EC. Thank you all guys who have been supporting me there and in 6WC as well. I really appreciate that, and I hope that the experience that you have taken in both of the tournaments and of course mainly 6WC was pretty much pleasant for you.
Sorry, I got
Why
nothing
are
to
you
do.
guys
I'm
laughing?
nothing
Why
at
are you guys
Philoxen.
laughing?
Don't worry, I'm just wing it.
Okay, we will need to talk, bro.
It's
Hey,
okay.
I'll go
Wait,
first. I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll
sure,
go
sure.
first. Okay, hey. Chat. I'm not leaving 6 digit, so I don't know. I think like in terms of 6LEC specifically, I kind of just wanted to like make a 6LEC for people to remember. That's it. Like, cause I know I'm gonna be around for a while, cause I suck at this game, and
okay,
I
that's
think
okay. That's fucked up.
Rank
Okay.
up already.
what?
Rank
What?
up
Shut the
already.
Okay, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the 7-star FCs.
I'm the only real 6 digit here, so rank up, please.
Bro,
Yep.
okay, fine. I'm sad. Anyways, I think more of the legacy here is like in terms of CDC. Like I hope what I really want 6LEC to leave behind is like for us to kind of pick up what we did from 6WC and just apply it not even to big tournaments and just take it like a bit further every time. I think 6WC is much more like I'm gonna be around 6 digits, so I think 6LEC for me is a lot more about how we're gonna keep going forward as CDC, not really about 6 digit. I love you guys.
Okay, sorry. No, sorry. No. Okay.
What? Oh, I finished my coughing fit. Anyway.
Oh, good job. He was coughing since grand finals, by the way. He was coughing during grand finals. Like this guy.
Okay, never mind.
Yo. We got it.
Okay,
You're
anyway.
sick.
Legacy. I mean, I've been 6 digit community for so long now. I've been around since 6WC2, seen, iterations like
You were
the
there at
peak of
Zoroki. You saw the Zoroki. You saw the Zoroki. You saw the Yako. You saw the
Uh-huh.
Super.
I mean, I don't know. Similar to like Perry, I guess. I I think the main thing that this 6WC is gonna do is just like it sets a new quality bar for 6WC, right? Like I think a lot of us were inspired by how well 6WC3 was run.
Maxwell.
And also like just like how good like tournaments at the highest level are in general. Like I think we took a lot of inspiration from stuff like OWC and stuff like that. So yeah, I think just the main thing is just gonna be like the main thing I think is just setting my quality bar, and also just like this is gonna be a very memorable tournament, at least for me personally, right? It represents like a big stepping stone, I think, with regards to CDC in general. Like to think that we did EQX for like 1.5 years ago, and now we're already hosting 6WC. I mean, yeah, I honestly, I feel like I can't comment on Legacy right now because I think I'm gonna have to wait until I'm looking back at 6WC to truly properly like think about it. I'll be honest, but yeah, good tournament, yay.
Okay, 1,000 match cost time. 6WC. I said it from the very beginning. Me hosting EQX Cup with Mirage for the first time a year ago was my love letter leaving 6DJ as a player. And to me, this tournament is really what made me come full circle all the way back. Because I can't tell you, getting the second runner-up in 6WC 2024 was one of the peaks, or the peak of my tournament career as a player. And I think I speak for, other D-rankers, other dominant players such as like Wilwem and especially Philoxen. You said this again, Philoxen, right? It doesn't matter how many banners you win. Like, I think combined, both of us have like upwards of almost 30 banners.
No, bro. Wait. I have like 25. You have
Like-
like 15. Like.
Yeah, wait, okay. We probably have like closer. We
do,
closer
we
to
do.
50 plus banners, like amongst all of us. But what will remain at the end of the day is knowing that you did a project, not a one-off thing, not a one-off score, not a one-off play on Tiebreaker. It's that you did something that you were genuinely happy about for a community that you love, and that is what 6WC is to me. I would say that I was a very, very naive host back when I was still a player. I thought I was gonna be a player for the rest of my days. My goal was to get into Singapore OWC. My goal was player-based dreams. Now I look back at that and I don't have those dreams anymore. I have more outward-looking community-based dreams, and I can tell you, I didn't believe why people would spend so many hours staffing. I look back at it now, I know why people do it. It's literally drawn out of a pure and sheer love for what you do, and it really gave me a lot of respect. I think I had a lot of respect back in EQX during my first time hosting, but now hosting 6WC, hosting a tournament that's honestly comparable to a lot of the big tournaments from 2022. Like, we are 3 years late, but for what it's worth, I mean, it's about time. I can look back and I can respect the amount of effort, the amount of passion that goes into shooting for the stars. And I want to leave 6WC or leave 6Digit with a message. I want hosts to continue to dream big. A lot of people are scared of doing that, and for what it's worth, a lot of reputable people will tell you not to do that because there's a lot you don't know, especially as a new host. But I think if you have the capacity to do it, I see so many other hosts sticking into their bubbles, sticking into their typical international tournaments. No, I want to carry on what Hoak thinks. I want to carry on what Fuvel thinks. I want people to dream big and really look towards blowing people away. It's one thing to be, Dio, to be consistent every single time with Perennial or whatnot, but I want to see more individual, more great hosts. I was literally just speaking to one. I want to see more great hosts push themselves to the very limit, and at least going back to all the way back to CDC in general. I mean, guys, we did this shit. Like, this is all us. Like, we look back, and Like, mind you, people didn't think it was possible. Like when 6WC first began, people doubted us. People thought that we would do a bad job with this tournament. And I look at it now, and then I ask, are you satisfied? Because Perry, I think we're about to say this. I don't think we would have pushed as hard as we did had it not been for the haters. Am I right to say that? Am I right to say that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of proving to be done, but I can very happily say that 6WC sets a new peak for Project Hexagon. It's not going to be the end for us. That I do not want it to be the end for us, definitely. But it sets a precedent of what we are capable of when we put our absolute heart and soul into doing something like this. And I think that's what matters. So yeah, that is the legacy done and dusted. We hope that was good. Oh my goodness. Now we are at the very last segment before the Q&A. Let's get into this is not the last section. Let's go into doubts. Oh, okay. I think this will be a pretty short one, but these are doubts that we had going into 6WC. We're gonna go straight back to the very beginning. Mirage, what are your doubts? What were your doubts going into 6WC?
My doubts going into 6WC, I was absolutely worried that people were not gonna like what I'm gonna put on the map pool sheet.
I hate what Mirage puts on the map pool sheet.
Yeah,
Where
see, even
fucking-
internally, we can't. Even internally, he hates my pool already. But jokes aside, yeah, I think, I mean, some of it did come into fruition, I guess. Some people really didn't like it, but it's like, okay, well, again, I can't satisfy everyone, but like, I still think we got a majority of the people that did like it, or liked something at least. So, yeah, that was one of my bigger doubts, like whether people will like the pools or not. How successful would it be? How am I gonna manage along with my pooling team, obviously, which I'm gonna give a shout out to later. Like how are we gonna manage all the customs? And I'm upset. Okay, everyone started thanking me. I'm like, oh my god, I came. I looked like man. I'm the only thing
Yeah,
anyone.
Perry.
Brr. But yeah, my biggest doubt was really just are we gonna succeed the pools? Like for better, whether you like it or not, pools is one of the things that people will always keep in mind of. Like, cause like, well, obviously they had to play it, they had to go through it as an experience. So like, it's one of the more lasting memories for the players or for the viewers. So getting that one right was very important to me, and yeah, that was definitely my biggest doubt, for sure.
I see. On the other hand, I didn't really have doubts. Like when I got told, "Yo, so you're in charge of the festival events," I was like, "Okay, I know what I have to do." And especially after we got the addition of Frauen, I was like, "Yo, we can never fail that." Like Frauen and I, like we worked together before. Like we know what they're doing. Like 6EC really like bonded us really well. And with you guys, it was basically like a 100% win rate for all of
MF's
the
got no doubts. What the hell?
yeah, man, was pretty determined regarding that. And honestly, I maybe expected some negative feedback, but there wasn't really much regarding any of those events. It was mostly positive. I remember even some people like after the tourney ended saying that like they even liked like the events a bit more than the main stage, which I was like, yo, okay, I guess that's the win in my book. But yeah.
Okay. Philosophy just overthrowing me. All right.
Well, no.
I love you, bro. I love you. You know I love you.
All right, but yeah, it's not a long topic for me. So, Willem, if you have any things to say, then please do.
Doubts for me. I guess I can talk about a couple things here. I think the main one was doubting how much time I would take to do things. I think this was especially obvious when I was doing the registration form, and that took way longer than I thought it would take, just because there was, I think Perry remembers this, there was I had it all set up, and then I realized like one day before release that everything was broken, and it had already taken like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 weeks maybe to get to that point. So I was really worried, especially taking on something like Tosu, where I didn't even like have much experience with that sort of technology. I was very worried about like timing for that and just how long it would take to get out, especially given how crunched some things were Kofkov design. So I think just my own like personal work speed, I guess, was like a huge doubt coming to this. Thankfully, I think everything turned out okay, but I think I already mentioned like a lot of stuff was very hacky and generally maybe not as high quality as it should be, but thankfully no one needs to look at it because it's all just back-end shit, and yeah, no one needs to look at that. I mean, I don't think I have underdoubts on. I think there's like some tiny like especially when Gavi was like initially proposing the idea of doing 6WC, I was a little bit I was like very like am I really willing to commit like 9 months or whatever bullshit to this one project? That was certainly something like that took a good while to get over. I'm not sure how true that is for example Mirage or Perry, but like I think I don't know. I think like once we got started, I think that doubt started to like ease a bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think those are the main two. Honestly, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, I'll keep it short. I kind of doubted myself a lot in terms of like leading creative because again, I'm not a graphics person. I have background in art, character art, and like traditional stuff, which means I didn't really think I could do very well on that end. How that ended up, I mean, it was kind of valid, I'll be honest. And at the end of the day, like everyone here kind of saved my ass, and I think it was like a very valid doubt here, like for me at the beginning. I also lost a lot of confidence in myself halfway through the tournament because of various disagreements we had, as well as public doubt. So that was kind of a big thing. Like I think I could have done a lot better if I didn't lose confidence in myself. But yeah, that's kind of me.
Yeah. I'm also gonna keep it short. Wow, surprise, surprise. My biggest doubt going into 6WC was that people wouldn't respect me as a host. The whole like fiasco aside, right, at the beginning of 6WC, I was very worried that the image that I built for myself early on in my career as a player wouldn't translate to someone that was to be taken seriously as a World Cup host. And I think it's part and parcel of meeting new people. It's part and parcel of shifting the community that I pander to. And it's also part and parcel of my personal growth as a host that really changed my view on how the community viewed me. And at the end of the day, I can the Yap cost things are still gonna the Yap cost things are still gonna be a thing. And of course, I make myself a very easy target at the end of the day. But now at least I know it's all in good fun. It's all with love. Hopefully, looking at you, Foxy. I'm like, but that's I'll beat you up later. But with that said, I'm very happy with how I grew as a person and how my perspective on especially the wider tournament scene began to look coming out of 6WC 2025. Let's move on swiftly from doubts and let's get into our next question. It's not quite future yet, Mirage. I'm sorry. Before we get into that, let's ask. I'm gonna do a quick ask to everybody. Was hosting 6WC worth it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Go next.
No.
Go next.
What?
Yes.
No, it was not. No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
it was
kidding.
not. No, it was not. I think okay. Let's talk about this alongside the future question. I guess let's talk about this alongside future. I want to first pose a question to everyone. where personally, after 6WC, how has 6WC impacted your career as members of the staffing team? I mean, Mirage, do you have anything to add?
I am going off script here. I did not expect this. No, not in particular that question, I guess, no. I mean, pulling, I mean, it has definitely impacted me for sure, don't get me wrong. It's just that, getting all the feedbacks from, like, players and also, like, internally, playtesters and whatnot, like, made me realize what we can still, like, improve on a lot, especially for future iterations of, like, CDC tournaments, and, like, I guess what I also wanted to implement eventually is also like a more like a two-step or two-phase playtesting, like one set of playtesters and the second set of playtesters. The first set will just play the initial draft, and the second one will play shortly before we release the pools for like any emergency fixes that we have to do. That's like something I would like to implement and like change in my structures, and which probably impacts me as like how I want to like redesign some of the pooling process and stuff. But other than that, I don't have much to add.
No, I think you have a lot. I think you have a lot of stuff though. I think you, on the other hand.
Yeah, like regarding the impact that 6WC had on me. Yeah, so obviously 6WC, due to Gamillion and Project Hexagon, a lot of connections have been made. Also a lot of just like my commentary skills, they definitely improved with the new the new people that I met, the new commentators, and of course some feedback here and there from the really good commentators. Shout out to Shiba, of course. Yeah,
Shiba.
that, and of course just handling stuff. I definitely found myself that I can be really good at that, and I didn't know that up until 6WC started and I successfully fully organized all the events. Yeah, that definitely expanded my horizons, and that is pretty much it regarding how 6WC impacted me. Because
Plug your projects, bro. Plug your projects. What are you working on, dude?
I know. I thought we were about to cover that earlier, so I guess I'm allowed to say that. Dear viewers, I'm glad to announce that Project Hexagon is not gonna be retiring from the tournament scene. Yeah, because not so recently, we got our hands on a very interesting tournament called 5-Digit European Cup, and I will be hosting it alongside Baz and Kiori in the admin team. Baz is gonna be the host, so you can consider it a collaboration. It's not gonna be a fully organized Project Hexagon tournament, but I'm looking forward to it. The preparations are going full underway, and if you want to keep track of things, and if you're a 5-digit European player, then stay tuned because you will hear from us for sure.
Yeah, I think William, you can pick it up.
Oh, okay. As for like how 6WC impacted me, I feel like with regards to OSU staffing, I don't think there's been a lot there, but I think what I can talk about is how it's applied to like general just life stuff, because I think technical is a thing that it's very applicable to like a lot of aspects of life, and I think being forced to do Tosu, I think, was pretty amazing actually. I think it's opened my horizons with regards to like general web development stuff in general. I mean, I'm not saying I will go into that, but I think it's definitely an avenue that I want to explore now that I've done Tosu stuff. And then also, I think the other big thing that 6WC has surprisingly given me is better vocal skills or like communication skills through commentary.
We have casting grants in 2025.
I don't know what happened, but I feel like my general like speaking has gotten so much better like in person.
This guy was no mic,
Um,
by the way. This guy was no
from-
mic, by the way. For
I know,
right?
like I feel like like before 6WC it was kind of isolated to like private CDC voice chats, but I feel like now after having done all this commentary stuff I can feel myself like feel more confident in speaking, I guess, in real life, which is kind of fucking crazy to me, I guess. I was not really expecting that at all, given I was no mic like 2 years ago and had been for the 7 years of my life on the internet. So like I don't know. I don't know. Commentary does weird shit. And then like I don't know. Fuck.
Aura lost thing from Rowan.
Fuck. I mean, I don't know. I think the main thing also related, I guess, is it's given me the confidence to try and put my work out there. I think like I'm pretty happy with a lot of the stuff I've done, especially with regards to like shooting. I maybe might get my sheets out sometime
You
soon,
need to
maybe.
compete with Stat Lord, Rowan. You need to compete with Stat Lord.
And then
I love you, Stat Lord. Okay, Rowan's just dying. Hi, T.
okay. I will end it. But yeah, I think I just want to get my work out there, and I think 6WC, working on such a big thing, it's forcing you to do like a lot of things, and so I just want to get all that stuff out there, and I think 6WC has given me the confidence to do that. But yeah.
I just want to do more stuff with CDC. Yeah.
Cringe!
Right, let's go,
Boo!
Faze.
Get her off this
Thank you, Perry.
Okay, fine.
Perry literally not talking about like her portfolio, all her other gigs. She was already doing that before 6W. Bro.
Yeah,
like,
I want to do more art basically. Like it's just like really personal shit. I just like I think 6WC just has taught me that I need to improve myself. I want to be better at like what I do in CDC. So I think I've taken on a lot of like other projects I can't exactly, talk about. Where I'll probably hopefully get better at what I do like as a personal thing. And then hopefully I can take those skills and bring it back into creative and CDC. I mean, I can't talk a lot about it, Gabby. Like I literally can't do that.
Okay, Perry.
I'm under an NDA. I'm under an NDA.
Perry will not lead the next tri-batch tournament that she's working for. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Myself. It's a few things. At least for self. Me as a host, I think I've gained a lot of self-respect / ego for my own ability. I think I now feel very level-headed when I talk to people who are very experienced in the scene, and I legitimately feel as though I fit in with one of those people who can demand respect from other members of the community, especially given how I've branched out and have spoken to quite a lot of people. Of course, I'm not there yet, nowhere close to there yet, but at least from a self-confidence perspective, I'm no longer just a well, I kind of am, but I'm no longer just a shitty 6-digit tournament host. That's for hosting. The other thing for me is my personal passion for just hosting in general and looking to do things to wow the world. Again, Shiba said this very, very meaningful line towards me: do things to blow people away. And I want, and now 6WC has ended, I know that I'm capable of doing just that. Maybe not here, maybe for the wider tournament scene, I don't know yet, but I now have this sort of rekindling of this desire to do something big in the future. Because one thing about me, and the reason why CDC always takes so long is that we don't do a lot. We don't do a lot of tournaments, but we want to try to hit the mark on every single tournament. We want to try to improve things every single time. We want to host with a purpose, and that's a big thing for CDC, and that is very much so in part of me, wanting to continue to push this group to do and pursue bigger and crazier ideas, more outlandish ideas, do things that we could have never expected. I think Shiv said it very early on when we did a meeting with him, that you need to swallow your ego and be ready to get roasted by the people that you look up to, because you're never gonna get anywhere if you're too afraid to ask. And that sort of comes in tandem with the self-respect thing. The next thing is commentary. I think 6WC has genuinely rekindled my passion for commentary. I've learned to be so much more critical about how I present myself on stream, how I cast, how I improve in commentary. Now it's not just a matter of, having the hype moments, being able to do the hype guy. Now I'm thinking, I'm watching other. I think Mirage is a very good vouch for this, or Wilhelm is a very good vouch for this. The amount of times that I just sit in VC, either yelling at bots. I'm looking. I can't shout them out. Wait, I can't shout them out. Wait, no. I love iFlip. I love iFlip very much. Like, oh my days. But the amount of times I sat in VC just like critiquing or reflecting or rethinking how I cast a match really has it's like a signifier of how much more desire and my newfound rekindled passion to pursue commentary further up in the rank ranges. That's about it for commentary. The last thing is just I think commentary as a whole in 6WC has opened up potential career opportunities to move forward. I think Shiba is a good example. He's doing Valorant stuff now, and who knows, maybe this is a potential outlet. Or even hell, event management is an outlet I think that all of us could look to pursue. Real life stuff, I think Wilhelm covered it pretty well. So that is all for the self section of the future. But I'm gonna open this question to the entire class. CDC's future. I mean, what are your thoughts, guys?
We need to go
what are
to
your
sleep
thoughts on CDC?
for 5 months, and then wake
Yeah.
up, do EQX2, go back to sleep.
No, we're not
Wow.
doing EQX2.
Okay, bro, if you're doing EQX2, I'm hosting a private. Like, that's just how it
Fuck,
is.
You right. Hey, you right.
CDC
right.
is dissolving right on
I
stream.
need my fix of community, like, you know.
Perry,
I
you don't
need
know
my
what you need, Perry.
fix
Perry,
there.
you don't know what you need, Perry.
Bro, what is
Right,
this
I'm gonna-
sexism? This is what is
Bro.
Okay,
Black
guys,
was
chat,
always better, bro.
Chat,
Black
I will
was
be
always-
talking
Chat.
about being a woman in OSU today.
Oh,
So
okay. All right. I'm so funny that
Chat.
Perry got disconnected from the VC.
Woman
I mean,
only
Philopson,
showdown. Yeah?
being the youngest member of CDC, what are your hopes for CDC? Or being the youngest member of the Overseer Council?
Oh, definitely that. CDC will not shatter.
You will play
That will be really great. But yeah, I think potentially if everything stays pretty much the same and we just keep improving, we might get ourselves like organized in some really significant tournaments, and I think that would be really great and gaining like more crazy connections. that we
Yeah.
already
What
have.
about you? I mean, Perry and Wilhelm, either one of you guys, core development committee, literally the reason why CDC is called CDC.
just do more tournaments, bro, please.
What, me? You want me to tell you to do what? Oh, hell no. hell.
Okay, no, in reality, I just want CDC to like my first priority is for CDC to stay friend group. I like, as much as I love hosting tournaments, like these guys keep me up to 2 a.m. at night playing I don't know.
Okay, you all
High
want to
Pixel.
talk about being kept up to 2 a.m. at night.
Playing High
Perry.
Pixel or some shit.
I
So, like,
think so. Yes.
like I like, and like, you know, the amount of overcooked clips we have, or Minecraft clips for that matter.
We don't talk about. I don't know what you. I'm gonna defend the base. 10 seconds
Grab the
later.
chicken. Grab the chicken.
Grab the chicken.
So I want CDC to stay a friend group. That's like
Lord,
my that's my main thing. What else? More Eurovision if that doesn't get canceled next year.
Yo, I call, bro. We need Baby No Money for Eurovision, bro. Please, bro.
Yeah. Host for tournaments. Full stop. Okay, well, have your turn.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Carrying on from what Perry said, I hope we remain a friend group. Like WCs are so fun. I really could not make it without them. Like genuinely. But like, as for more not sappy things,
Aw.
I think I low-key want CDC to get more like non-tournament stuff out. Like Gary's commentary guide has been making the rounds right now.
No.
And I really hope that can like genuinely become fleshed out into like a tidy and organized like wiki type shit or
We
whatever.
need to improve the middle class of commentary.
True. And I think also like personally, I want to get like CDC sheet templates and just like start like making more stuff available to the community, because there's generally so many things I think that could use improvements. Like no one wants to do stats. No one, yeah, stats. Yeah.
No one wants to
And
stream. No one
No one
wants
wants
to stream.
no one wants to stream. Sheeting templates are question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah,
Oh, let's not be toxic now.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, I just want CDC to like, honestly, like tournaments are cool and all, but like I just want to see more of that, like not tournament
Community
still
work.
helping the community work. Yeah.
Yeah, Mirage, my right hand man since the very beginning. What
I
about you?
mean, overall, I'm already pretty happy with like what CDC is doing. CDC is doing overall, but personally, I would like, I guess, more experimental stuff. But I mean, you and me, Gami, are like, we already have, or just CDC in general, we have already some things in plans, obviously. But like, for future, I definitely would like to do more experimental stuff, not just standard like pools, I guess. Something more.
Not just Osu standard, wait, not just Osu.
No, now we're hinting at stuff, aren't we, huh?
But
But yeah, it's definitely
Uh,
non-standard stuff. Something more along the lines of EQX was like really cool, even though it was hell, But-
okay, let's not talk about EQX.
Well,
We had such a good flow until we started talking about EQX.
I mean, it was still a pleasant memory, but living through it wasn't fun, but it was a good memory in hindsight. But yeah, that's sort of my
Yeah.
take on the future for CDC, I guess.
Okay, I have one more thing.
Okay, Perry.
I remember talking to Mom a couple days ago, and Mom said CDC is like an IKEA. Mom, can you explain this statement?
What? What are you fucking talking
Oh, wow.
about, Perry?
I'm gonna quote I'm gonna quote Wilhelm 4.
No,
We go for a few hours in the IKEA, and then we come out saying that we had a good time.
yeah, we get lost in IKEA. Oh wait, SCP. Okay, never mind. Moving on.
Whoa, let's not be cringe. We had such a good record, Perry.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
IKEA.
Okay.
IKEA.
Okay.
H.
For me, a few things. First off, I want the CDC meetup to happen. Like, it has to happen someday. And okay, this is actually kind of sad, but given my leave to go serve national service in the coming year, mind you guys, I am 17 years old. I'm literally a fucking baby compared to. Hi Mirage. I'm literally a baby compared to a lot of the other bigger hosts, and well, for that reason, there was also a doubt when it came to self-confidence and whatnot. I'm a 17-year-old guy, and next year is gonna be my last year in it's gonna be my last year being able to do things as actively as I am now, and for the next 2 years, from 2027 to 2028. I'm gonna be completely gone, or not completely gone, but the amount of work that I can put in tournaments are gonna be very, very limited. And for that reason, I want above all else, I want CDC to continue to prosper even without me. It's been a big worry for me since the very beginning, but seeing all of you guys and seeing your goals to push that far, I mean, I can only hope. We don't know what the future holds for us, but it will have to be done. Other than that, Wilhelm, I think you mentioned, right, you want to do less tournament stuff, and I also agree. I want CDC to be fleshed out as a secondary TCOM just sounds like BM to TCOM. That's just disrespect to TCOM. But I want to be a genuinely respected group of staff. I want people, like open rank staff, to look at it and be like, oh, that's Project Hexagon. That's the guy that did this. Not just as, oh, those are the guys who hosted the 6-digit World Cup. I want us to be known as a group, as a unit that people respect and that people look up to. Because at the end of the day, CDC is my big, large symphony, right? It is the biggest thing that I've done in my Osu career, and I would not be in the Osu scene as actively as I was had it not been for CDC. So I think those two main things are the things for me. I want to go big. I want to go experimental. I'm looking. I really at some point in my career really want to try batch, but that's something that's very far away in the future, and I sure hope that when I come back from NS when I'm 20 years old out of the military, when we all probably have jobs and shit, when I'm probably graduated and is now actually making bucks, when Munamu's actually working for Meta, I hope that when I come back, we can come together and once again blow people away. That's all for me. That's all for me for the future.
Okay, so the real answer is 5WC, right? Right.
Yeah, so the real answer is 5.
Yeah, back it up,
okay.
boys, that's it.
Woo! Back it up, boys. Yep.
Guys,
We're gonna get 5WC try
I want
back.
to
You're gonna
stay
get
in
fi-
6 digit.
Perry Crayola. No Perry Crayola. Well, okay. That's funny that you mentioned that because we're gonna get into our Q&A segment right before our
Thank
final.
you.
All right. First question: when are you hosting 5WC? Next question: who is host next year? Next question: did you read the document yet? Next question: do you think that not doing manual screening was the correct choice? Next question:
answer these questions.
We're already halfway through. We're already
That's what the A
halfway
stands for in Q&A. No, it's just not just Q.
okay. I'll rapid fire through the ones that I can. When are we hosting? Ever gonna look to host 5WC? It's something that I'm interested in doing. And it's like a pretty big thing to do, but it's definitely not gonna happen next year. It might happen the year following, but I wouldn't place any bets on it. If I had the opportunity, sure, but all of it just comes to circumstance, and all of it just comes down to, if the incumbent hosts are willing to take it. Although we might be trying to seize a different division, but we'll talk about that. You guys will have to see. Who is the host next year, and what's the plan for 6WC 6? Not a lot to know. We haven't thought much about it. In fact, it's sort of a subject that we do not like touching on whatsoever. My main worry, I think, and I think most of our worries with the next year 6W, well, it's not really a worry. It's more so like a do we want to do it again? Number one, and two, if we don't want to do it again, who do we entrust to pass it on to? I think Perry and I already had this conversation with 6APC, and we are gonna probably have this same conversation with 6WC when it's all over. But for plans of the next 6WC, that's something that you'll definitely have to leave to the future. We will see how we'll trust the path that our life takes us, type shit. Thank you, Perry. Why was Throne the only one to predict that US could win 6WC? Because Zix was still in the Philippines back then. Do you not? No, we'll skip that. Thoughts on the amount of male pregnancy emojis have sent in the soul? That's probably the most cringe joke. I can't even lie. Like, it's such a cringe joke. Like, I'm so tired of it.
No, that's United the Seed. What do you mean? We have Philip Freg and Gary Freg now.
Oh, will there be an EQX2? Good question.
Yes.
The plans. Okay, Perry wants to do it, but I will say Perry. The plans for hosting full stop for Project Hexagon is something that's in the air. And we also have ideas as to how we want to carry out hosting moving forward. Maybe we have a cool little CDC server where you can do. I don't freaking know. We'll have to think about it. But yeah, that is it. EQX2 might happen, might not happen, but I think Perry wants it to happen, so we'll have to see how it goes. Why were there no custom easy multis for each map on free mods? Mirage, I think we talked about this way early on.
Yes. I mean, first of all, it's to standardize it. It makes refs' life easier, and also reduces player confusion as to what is the easy multiplayer every week. Is that reason by itself good enough? Probably not. But there's also the idea that most of our maps, well, specifically free mod 2 and sometimes free mod 3, as we've seen in tournament, are still easy. Are still easy friendly enough where we don't need an easy multiplier. I don't think you need to be able to play easy on every single map either. Sure, a custom multiplier would be cool, but I don't think it's a must-have. There we go. Question answered.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mirage. Next, what was the idea behind pre-events before actual 6WC? Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying a lot of festival events. A lot of the early idea was heavily based off things like Coachella, because Spawny had this absolute and like Iverka moment where he was like, what if we did this in the idea of a festival? And of course, a lot of things, you know, a lot of like stuff were not fulfilled, and I'm not particularly happy about that at the end of the day. But there was a lot of early implementation, and there was definitely a desire to go above for it. But I think the issue with the pre-tourney events was that it was very slipshod, and a lot of the things that Spawny pitched, we didn't give constructive feedback to it early enough for it to be effectively implemented. Philopson, what about you? You're the PT guy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, the main idea for like not the festival events period, but like just regarding PT is like, first of all, of course, it came all the way back from 6 EC 2024. Then by the tradition, it remained for 6 EC 2025, which I happen to admin as well, and I organized those. So yeah, I guess just some inspiration from there, and boom, you have a pretty successful festival event. Pace.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we also wanted to cover as much of the player base as possible.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
6WC is always critiqued for being very catered towards D-rankers, but I think the idea of pre-tourney event is we're giving these players a chance to play something and have something that's cool. And the Invitational was one of the ways that we did that. So yeah, that was the PT idea. How long did customs take the map, and how much... Oh, yeah, sorry, Willem. Do you have
No, I
something?
mean, I mean, it's just because like the registration period is so long,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
for
yeah,
these
yeah.
like region tournaments. So like give something for players to do instead of just twiddling their thumbs all day.
I think next one is gonna be how long did custom stick the map and how much modding was done for them. I think modding wise, you can talk a bit about you can sort of direct it into Spawny, but I think Mirage, you're gonna be able to give a pretty good overview of it.
This question is a bit hard to answer because it differs around a lot between mappers. Some mappers like Heal just did it on their first try, like they snapped their
Yep,
fingers and they're like,
yes.
look, this number 4, it's absolutely perfect. Trust me on this, and I trusted them on it, and it is perfect.
Titty's map was absolutely spot on as well.
Yeah, Titty map was also spot on. Like not much modding or not much changes were needed. There were a couple maps that did take a bit longer, primarily because like it was too hard for the SR or too easy for the SR, and then we had like to adjust stuff, modded stuff. So yeah, this
Or
question is
collabs,
hard to
actually,
answer because there's
collabs.
no standard or like there's no like predefined time or anything. It's just based on how much. Like every mapper was given enough time to finish their map. I can guarantee you that much, and it was a generous time as well. And as for like how long did it take to mod and how much modding was done, it really depended on each individual case. Like
Yes.
poolers would like look through it first and be like, okay, is this easy or hard enough? Do we need to make changes based on skill set? And then we ask the Q&A team with Spawny, Fairy, and Quantum Vortex, hey guys, is this like would this pass your mapping Q&A, yada yada yada, and like this whole process will take at least a full week or 2 weeks, depending on how much, like depending on how free the mapper is and the Q&A team.
Yeah. Perry, were there any performances that really shocked you / defied your expectations from a certain player or team? From Clotto,
Oh, fuck.
she's gonna say Calendar. She's gonna say Calendar.
Okay, no. Okay. First of all, I didn't know who Kyle Jack was before 6WC.
Oh,
So
oh,
there's definitely that. Gabby, did you know who Colin Jack was?
Okay, shut up, Perry.
Definitely like crazy newbie performance. If we had an award for newbie of the year, like Colin Jack wins that. Other than that, like individual players, I think a big thing was actually
Raji
like
Yuna.
yeah, Rising Yuna. I was gonna say that. Like,
Mhm.
like looking for this guy from let's say what like APC. APC I didn't see that much, but this tournament like he didn't come up in like best player or whatever awards. I always said like I was really impressed at how consistent he was in being the gimmick specialist, because a lot of gimmick specialists they
Cough
no,
June.
June is amazing. Shut the fuck up. Like I think a lot of like gimmick specialists like tend to struggle like towards later rounds, but this guy was like FC hidden twos until the end of time, bro. Like I was so impressed. Is there anything else? I think there's a lot more, but Clara, let's talk in DMs afterwards. I have a lot more to say.
Yeah. let's address another elephant in the room. Do you think that not doing manual screening was the correct choice? I think this is probably a question posed to me, Will, and Mirage. Like, when we were talking about no deranker screening, I think a lot of it stemmed from I recently wrote my deranker manifesto, but my goal of 6WC was sort of the same goal as I believe all WC should strive towards, and it is to highlight the strongest players of a meta. Not necessarily of a rank range, because rank is subjective and whatnot, but it is to highlight the strongest players from a certain meta game, a certain community. And for that reason, I thought it was extremely disingenuous, especially during my time and Philox's time and Wilwam's time as D-rankers, for the entire World Cup to be based off a, fight to see who can lie better to the host. And I was not interested in doing any of that. I legitimately just wanted the best of the best to go up against each other, the best of the community. And being a person that benefited from no deranker screening in 2025, I saw no issue. I saw no issue with not doing deranker screening. So would I say I regret that? Absolutely not. That's just the way that I viewed the World Cup. And there are gonna be a lot of people who disagree with, but hey, if your view on the quality of a tournament is based off the players that play in it, I think you need to reevaluate your metric.
I also have somewhere else to say, like, this year especially, because, like, especially from, Yami, Philox, and Wilwam, you guys are from more of an era where deranker screening was more common. This year was deranker screening was a lot less of a thing. I played in quite a few tournaments, like, especially, like, before March of this year. I played most of the six-digit tournaments, and I want to say, like, I think all my time I saw like 4 players getting screened, and it was like Dragonfire all the time. So I genuinely think this year had no reason for deranker screening, just because there was such a precedent of no deranker screening this year. Unlike last year, where it was like, oh, let's see who can lie better to the host and they'll win the tournament.
Yeah.
Cough.
I didn't like that. It takes a deranker to truly understand why deranker screening isn't a thing, but I said my piece. Good luck for whoever's doing 2026 to make that decision. Alright, this is a pretty big question for both you and me and Mirage, as the people who are most involved in it. Why is Minor League an entirely different tournament, and why didn't Major League contribute things such as refs or streams or anything to help Minor League, since they share the same name? So I'm gonna preface this by saying Minor League as a whole is a ride. I am frankly incredibly impressed with Wheels solo doing a lot of the screening and whatnot. And I will be the first to say that Major League and Minor League, when in our early production phase, when we were planning out Minor League, when we were doing our early framework with Minor League, we explicitly said to them, we will not intrude on anything you want to do. We will not tell you guys what to do. We would like it if you were to use our pools or share Unity with our JFX, but it is nothing that we want to enforce on you unless you ask us. And I think along the way there were a lot of communication mishaps, a lot of misunderstandings with what that statement entailed, because from our point of view, we never wanted to bar Minor League from any sort of Major League support. It was just that at the end of the day, our intentions were not communicated the best. I think, Mirage, do you have anything to add towards the whole Minor League incident?
Not really. I mean, you summed it up pretty well already, so.
Yeah. I think it was frankly just a lot of misunderstandings. And for what it's worth, I respect Minor League through and through. Hosting Minor League for me is like hosting PTEs. It's a lot harder to get interest for staff, and it's a lot more logistical hassle to go through because you have so many streams and you need so many comms and whatnot. So my most respects goes out to them for the work that they do. But for what it's worth, we set our terms relatively clear. If you need help, ask us, but we will not intrude otherwise. And unfortunately, I think they weren't communicated the best because we never got reached out to. And when we reached out to them, it opened up a whole nother can of worms and it came to misunderstandings. So it's all love to you, Wheels. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you, bro. But yeah, I think that is going to be all of our Q&A questions. Yeah, that is gonna be it. Now, final address, final thank yous. Let's go let's try to go as quick as in 10 minutes. Mirage, Let's kickstart. It's your time to shine.
Yes, finally. Wait, the slide is not reacting. Okay, there we go. Yes, finally. Man, I was robbed from this slide earlier when like everyone started giving shoutouts and I was not able to give him the opportunity to give any shoutouts. All right, I'm gonna give the first shout out to like my pooling team. Obviously, like Inya did so much work overseeing the like customs along with me and Lighten. Like she did a majority of the work when it comes to like directing customs and also just helping out like whenever I needed an opinion of like, hey, is this too difficult? Is it too easy? Like, hey, okay, is there a way we can change this map? Blah blah blah. Like Inya, huge shout out to actually my biggest shout out to when it comes to like pooling team. And obviously like well, Philoxen, you're gonna get your shout out later when I do the CDC roster. More on the front end side of things, huge shout out to Jorian, Pixtor, Gale, and Frauen for streaming. Like, I'm obviously also part of the streaming team, and I know how much time and like and how unappreciated streamers are usually. Like we just stream and then the commentator and the referee usually get the glory, but the streamer usually don't. So
Thanks.
like I mean that's just how it is. That's also why OS2 has a streamer drought sometimes. Well, besides the fact that handling streaming clients is a pain in the ass. But yeah, huge shout out to all the streamers, but especially to Jorian, I think. Like Jorian did so much streaming for 6WC, like we have I think a full 100% streamer coverage for all the all the main matches. I'm not sure if we covered all the PTs. I need to check that, but for sure we have covered all the main stages and a large majority of PT when Gale was still like streaming. Oh yeah. By the way, huge shout out to Gale as well. Like they streamed a lot for PTA and they said they won't stream for our main tournament, but they still continue to help in the back, like setting up streams for the next streamer. Like that went so under the radar. I think people didn't even notice it, but like it's massive shout out to
Gale, most underrated staff of 6WC. Like,
Definitely.
I'm going to say most
Like,
underrated staff. Yeah.
They really did a lot, and I think that deserves a huge shout out. That is the part of non-CDC members. Now we get to the CDC members. Now I get to glaze you guys real quick. Alright, my first huge shout out, and I think the first name that hasn't been mentioned yet. Holy shit, thank you Aquatic for cooking the videos out. Like,
Let's go!
like seriously, man.
He's in the VC right here. He's in the VC with us right here, bro.
Yeah, like huge shout out to Aquatic. We like you set so many hours in the VC. I would occasionally, actually no, not only me, a lot of people would go to sleep, wake up on the next day and be like, why is Aquatic still in the VC cooking the video? Like you spent so much time cooking these tiebreaker videos or like just videos in general. Like massive shout out, huge work it went into it, and I think like the quality is like unprecedented. Wow, unprecedented trouble. And like the quality is terrible reference, but like yeah, thank you Aquatic, thank you so much for being the video guy. Like you really cooked, and I'm really happy that I was able to showcase these in the pool showcases. Next up, thank you Perry. Like it's always fun to talk with you. Not only that, but like it's also like you're the other anchor in my opinion in CDC. Like really really setting stuff up.
Yo, it's just my two checks and balances. What the fuck? Literally my two checks and balances. It's
exactly, but also like just overall talking to Perry is very fun. Got me into like MCSR. Got me back into Eurovision as well.
Yeah.
Like it's just really fun. Now she's spending some time playing Wrong with I, playing Wrong with I. Me carrying my.
We're queuing after this, by the way.
Oh, okay. Next up, Willwam. Bro, we spent so much hour. You, me, and Aquatic also like spent so much hours just working on night shifts. Like you work on Toast too. Aquatic worked on the videos. I worked on the pools. Like those were some really cool nights, honestly. Besides the fact that we had to stay up really late. I mean, you still stay up now really late nowadays.
I was up, and I saw you guys in VC, bro.
Yeah, it's
how you know
it's really unfortunate that Discord just recently added this feature of showing how long we were sitting in the VC, but I'm pretty sure those timers have been insanely long. I'm pretty sure of that. Next up, Philoxen. Yo, bro, you helped me out so much when it comes to managing playtesters and also helping me find the maps, making sure DTs are covered, which is my least favorite maps to look for. Like that's incredible.
Yep.
I'm really
Yep,
thankful for
people
your all
specialist.
help, and like obviously like you also like besides just my like the departments I cover, you also helped on PTE and coming in casting matches and whatnot. Like it's insane how much work you did in 6WC. It's like real incredible. Huge shout out to
Appreciate
you as
that.
well. And last but
Yo.
not least, Gammy, dude. I can't believe how
Yo.
far we've gotten,
Yo.
and
Yo.
all of that just
Yo.
came from one message like years ago after MPD2. Like,
This
hey,
is
I got this
crazy.
one idea. Like, it's actually crazy. I'm really thankful for that, by the way. Like, look how far we have come. It's
January 31st.
yeah. I mean, if you told me that I was going to host 6WC along with you, like just after MPD2, I would probably call you crazy. But like, look how far we've gone. Look at this community we've built. Like, it's incredible, and like we have so many supporters now. And honestly, it's really nostalgic to just look back. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, for like the stuff I was able to do thanks to just you reaching out to me like, hey, do you want to do this? And like, dude, I never thought just that one message could bring us so far. So that's my sappy part of the of the stream, and like, yeah, I'm really thankful to every single one in the TDC. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Yo. Oh no, Mirage. I think I have a similar situation over here. First of all, besides all of the people that I've already mentioned, like Wooden Maiji, all the other streamers, all the other refs, I think the person that also spent a lot of time working on 6WC in terms of production was Timper. I really want to shout them out for making our com prep sheet and also just putting a lot of info regarding 6WC on the Liquipedia site. Definitely a huge impact from him made here. I think from the non-CDC stuff, that's going to be pretty much it because I already called out a lot of names previously. And now, starting off with CDC, first of all, of course, starting from those pre-turn events, William and Perry, you guys helped me a lot. Without you, all the tech department would have been dead. Like, I'm a soft skills guy. I don't know how to do shit. I can only organize people. That's it. And you really helped with all of that, and you are one of the main reasons why the PTEs were handled well. And of course, I'm not even speaking about the main stages, the colossal amount of work. And Mirage, definitely not only main stage pools, but also organize the entire pooling process, all the preparations, the tryout pools, the pre-tournament event pools, and of course handling all the play testers. I mean, I did it partially, but Mirage still was keeping track of all the things needed. Definitely was a huge impact. When it came to PT's, Rainio as well was really impactful. And when I wasn't present, she was handling a lot of ref organization and just giving like match pings and other stuff. Then Aquatic, I'm sorry for abusing your power, man, but that Epic Theater trailer was very much spot on, very fire, and I'm really happy I got that idea, and I'm sorry for once again forcing you to work, but I think that was a really good job, and without you, the Epic Theater would not have been having the colors that it got now. And of course, at the end, you have Gamili, the person who just let me join Project Hexagon. Yeah, man, my arch nemesis.
It started from Brawl Stars. It
It all
started from Brawl Stars.
It all started from Brawl Stars and 6WC3. But yeah, that's a story for the other day when we used to be at D-Rankers and we just fight with each other like so many times in
Now watch
tournaments.
this. Now watch
Yeah,
this.
and now it turned out that we actually can coexist together and actually make some banger stuff. So, yep, that is pretty much it for me. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
I guess it's my turn. I mean, I have so much history with 6WC, as I've said time and time again, and you know, this 6WC just means so much. Like, I don't know, it's still just crazy how I've been here for 4 years now, question mark, and to finally like have such a big impact in such a large scale project, just it feels so satisfying personally, and it's just once again amazing what we've put out. I will shout out obviously my technical team. You guys are absolutely amazing. Frauen, thank you so much for handling all the bot stuff.
I think she likes the bot.
I genuinely like that bot is genuinely amazing. I may not agree with all the code quality choices, but you know, it was very well done, and you know, you just did it without much prompting at all, which I'm just eternally grateful for. Thank you so much. And obviously, I have to thank TechDrive for just always doing stats. No one ever wants to do them. I never want to do them. Nobody ever wants to do them. But TechDrive just comes in and week out, just every.
He's the guy. He's the
week.
guy. We are like, do you want to do stats? He's like, yes, sure.
Yeah. Oh, stats. And yeah, just you know, even though I wish he could do more stuff, he's always there for stats, and he's just someone you can always count on for it. And just I'm so thankful for that. Obviously, I have to thank Frequence for designing the Tosu overlay. You know, I think I made a bit too many modifications to it, but I think like I have to thank you regardless for providing such a strong foundation to work off of, and I'm just really happy with how the Tosu turned out either way. Moving out of the technical department, I feel like as a commentator, I genuinely have to actually. I will shout out the streamers. Obviously, as a commentator, I have to shout out Mirage just for like taking all the emergency matches, Jorian, Frauen, Pixtor. And I also want to specifically shout out Skvidos. Reason being, he recorded some test data that I could use for Tosu overlay twice, and I feel kind of bad making him doing it, but I'm just super happy that he said he was willing to do it. So thank you so much for that. And then I will also shout out with regards to technical, I have to shout out Shadoos. Thank you so much for making your Tosu overlays public. I think I stole a lot of code from them, but thank you. Even if you can't hear this, thank you so much for making your code public so I can see how shit's meant to actually work. Other than that, I have to shout out the guest of honors, honestly. I think and also like in regards to that, I have to shout out Gami for doing all those interviews. I think I really wish I got hooked onto them earlier, because like just listening to some of the later ones, you know, they really do make you think and change your perspective on things. I really need to go back and watch more of them, but from the ones I've watched, they're just really insightful. I think they just give you that different perspective. Just so many tournament related things. Who else? Shout out to the mappers. Specifically, I want to shout out Mint and Titi for their grand finals No Mod 2 and No Mod 4 respectively. Even if they didn't get played, I just really love those fucking maps, and I'm really fucking annoyed they did not get played. So like special thanks to those two, but obviously I have to like thank all the custom mappers, all the custom song artists for all of their hard work throughout this tournament. And who else? Oh yeah, I also want to thank specifically Shiba for like your interview provided me with a lot of fucking motivation to cast grand finals, and you know, I still haven't looked back at it yet, and I don't know how good it actually turned out, but I think the Shiva, you provided me so much motivation on just commentary stuff and just how to get that extra level higher. And with that, I think. Oh, yeah. Also, broadcast team. I've already mentioned it again before, but just thank you so much for taking up what like CDC tried to do in 2024 and actually executing it successfully. I just cannot thank you enough for making that kind of dream of mine become a reality this year. And with that, I feel like I guess I move on to CDC people? Question mark? Question mark?
Oh
Question
my
mark?
god.
Oh my god.
Boo, boo, grr. Okay, I hate you all, grr, grr. Okay,
Dying.
Your bro's dying.
He's on
Oh,
his
well, I guess you
deathbed.
don't get to hear him. Thank you, Aquatic, for taking up the role of video editing. You know, I was meant to do video editing way back. But thank you, Aquatic, for taking on that role so I don't have to be a creative fuck and do my actual technical duties. And also, like, thank you for all the shit you've done this tournament. Like, the hours you put in are kind of crazy, even though they maybe should be balanced across. Well, anyway,
Whoa! Oh!
I'm sorry. Mirage, thank you for emergency streaming. Yes. And obviously, thank you for all your pooling work and also those late night VCs, man. They at least provided some sanity for me to work on stuff late at night, and I really could not survive without them. I genuinely think I would not be able to survive without them. And you know, obviously, as host of EQX now. Anyway, Phloxen, you're not here, but thank you for handling. Bro, he fucking went to con, bro. Thank you, Phloxen, for handling all those PTEs. Yeah, I feel like I probably should have done more in that regard, but you're just very fun to talk to. I think we've mentioned it before. Like, you bring so much life to the VCs, and it's just really nice having you around. I'm really, really glad we got you in, even though I feel like I was doubtful at first. I cannot lie, but like maybe this was during maybe this was during a bad period. Cough, cough, cough.
No one's watching.
Am I missing someone?
Bro, oh.
Renu. Thanks for letting us use your bank account.
Whoa.
I know you weren't around that much for the tournament, but like, thanks for like doing all your other like, you know, I know you weren't around, but like, thanks for all your previous work. Your intimidation is truly something that no one can replicate.
The debt collector, the debt collectors.
Perry Crayola, thanks for being this. Thanks for being my staff partner in crime as always, and thanks for keeping me sane over the summer for the most part. Yeah, fine. I swear I had more to say. Okay, anyway.
It's okay.
And we move on to Gabby Crayola. I'm gonna keep this brief. Question mark. Thank you for providing opportunities where I did not think I could find them myself. And also,
Yo, you got an aura backs on me. What the fuck? We're not casting. What the hell?
my bad. But yeah, I mean, I really don't think I can thank you enough, man. Like, all the way back from NGT2, it is kind of crazy how far we've gone to get here. And I mean, not just like the commentary shit as well, man. Like, thank you for being such an amazing and reliable and carry co-cast.
I know pair potential when I see it.
And then as like one final question mark shout out, thank you to an unnamed 789 for your moral support throughout everything. I do not think I could have gotten through this without you. So I don't think he's even watching, but like whatever. Thank you for that. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go
Alright.
cough.
I have 5 seconds to talk, apparently.
Yes.
So thankfully I did all my thank yous earlier, I think. So just
Let's
like
do them again, bro. Fuck that shit.
okay, are we done doing this again? Shit.
Your choice,
Okay.
your choice, Barry, your choice.
Okay, creative wise, let's try to run through this again. Spawny, Scub, Aquatic, Arasia, Munamu. Literally, like 5 of us, 6 of us kind of pulled through the entirety of 6WC, and I don't know how much shit we made. But Scub for pioneering everything and putting up with me being incompetent at the beginning.
And me.
Thank you for putting up with both of us at the beginning, and hopefully I'm a better person now. Spawny for again making the process so much smoother, and just kind of there to make the ideas come into something practical, and also for making the entire festival idea. Erasium for doing all the small stuff that kind of we really needed, and again, a Verka background, fucking beautiful. Aquatic late night videos, hard respect. Munamu, all the banners, despite having to ping you multiple times, you like pull it off. And I don't know how you pull off, by the way. You kind of just meow and then it all comes out. And
it comes out good. That's the worst part. It works.
I still like, oh, I'm gonna sleep. Yeah. And then it comes out. It's really it's amazing. Ravine, I've said my entire speech on Ravine before. Okay, you know what? I'm going through all the artists. Okay.
You have 5 seconds.
I don't have 5 seconds. Shut up. Sexism in 2025. Arushi for that fucking banger 3D model and the art. I had no clue you were an artist before APC. Beautiful shit. Kyer for being literally my artist best friend since 2022, 2021. That's like what? Like 3-4 years at this point. For being that random guy who said yes to me in Otis Artist Hub in APC. New for making that beautiful skin. I don't think you get enough appreciation for how much effort you put into that skin, because
and the
pregnant emotes. I think if there's something all of us remember from 6WC is the pregnant emotes and the skin. So that's all
Second
you.
most underrated staff ? Right behind.
I think New is Nemo. I know you're not watching for a fact because you're not Osu, but you're my art inspiration. So thank you for agreeing to work on this with me. And if I ever talk to you again, I need to let you know that you've gotten a lot of glaze for what you've done. Zeth, thank you for just sticking with me. Like honestly, like after ATC, coming back for 6WC and making a banger background, and then dating the guy you were making a background for. Hien for the background that was never used but still there. Windwolfie for Hard Luck 2 Qualls. Kawaiism and Nightingale for making the both beautiful Nomad 1 background. It was like rendered to the fucking I didn't think that was possible. Like I didn't think that rendering is possible. Genuinely. And yeah, that's kind of me. I've done all my thank yous for all you guys, so fuck you guys.
Oh.
Okay, that's fair. Oh wait, is it me? Yo, chat.
Your
Oh, you thought Woam was long? All right. Me. Let's start from the very beginning. Firstly, to all our fucking haters, I love you guys. I love them haters. I love them supporters, and in particular, hello Foxy. Foxy, I think it's a weird dynamic. It's such a weird dynamic with you and me. I think going into freaking SHS, there was so little that we had in common, and going into 6WC, there was even less that we had in common. But similar to how once connections between the USSR and the US were established during the Cold War, I think once we started to talk to each other, once I could actually respect you as a host, I started realizing that, hey, a lot of our problems are actually very similar. And of course, I'm anticipating a multitude of disagreements and scripted beef to come. For what it's worth, okay, fine, you're not that bad. Okay, fuck you, dude. Okay, let's pivot into the after hate. I'd like to thank 4 people: Shiv, Stage, Entro, and Dio. 3 of which eventually became our guests of honor. But these four hosts were there for me and there to give me advice when we were really early on in 6WC. I believe Shiv was a huge inspiration when it came to how we managed custom maps and pooling in 6APC and 6WC. I mean, on Stage, Entro, and Dio, they all were the ones to provide me advice with not just bouncing back from hate, but as well as trying to host something that was beyond what I thought was possible for myself. So shouts to the three of them, especially Entro and Stage, because they were the big ones that really taught me how to, work with all these abstract ideas such as custom songs and a bunch of custom maps. I've already said a big thank you to every single mapper that said yes. It is a miracle that we got a full course custom, let alone an almost 30% custom rate this entire tournament. Incredible stuff. The QA team as well, I don't think enough credit goes to you guys. The QA team working tirelessly, and we haven't been the best to work with as well, the pooling team. So props to you guys for putting up with our bullshit. That also goes for Scub, also another one who had to deal with our bullshit as well. Thank you for dealing with a very new hosting team, at least when it comes to working with, people who actually know their shit. Yobimo Entertainment for allowing 6WC to go from an okay well-run tournament to an incredibly well-run and you love to see it. Thank you so much, Yobimo. Thank you so much, Very Lamina, Febs, and Ventusili for the incredible work that they've done and all the discussions that we've had. I'd also like to thank in particular the mappers Hamano, Titty, and 0PP. Three of you three are some of my favorite mappers, and it is to have you guys in my own. And I'm going to real quick go into guests of honor. Shiba and iFlame. Will already said it before, but Shiba, if Shiba inspired Wilwam, Shiba literally changed my, like, I was the guy doing the interview with Shiba, and it literally changed my outlook on commentary. And I think Mirage, you were telling me about how much Shiba and iFlame were talking about me when it came to my improvement as a caster, and I can say for sure that it is because of their belief in me, it's because of their faith in me, that I can safely say that I'm still going to pursue commentary after 6WC. I'm going to more than ever look towards hitting the very top. But I think that is all from me from the non-CDC. Let us shift back into CDC real quick. I'd like to thank Munamu for being as consistent as ever. Well, as consistent as a sleepy cat can be. As consistent as ever from the very beginning. Has been our banner GFX, and one of my best friends in the tournament. Before there was CDC, that was me. That was the Gamu core who terrorized 50k tournaments and terrorized 6DJ in general. So huge shout out to you, Munamu. Like to thank Erasium, the only successfully integrated outsider of CDC. Like, even Philoxen was a good friend of ours before. Erasium was a complete stranger. I knew him as a HD player, and he joined in and it got integrated perfectly. Renyo, from the very beginning, set up a lot of strong framework for us, and although they were not present throughout the tournament due to a lot of work and whatnot, I still very much appreciate your sort of name power being part of our team. Aquatic, man, fuck this guy, bro. Like legit. I've known him since the Tankia incident, and like I will always have my gripes with how Aquatic works. But when shit needs to be done, you can best believe that this guy's gonna do it. Bro, we are gonna do it. We are gonna make the big leagues next year, bro. We're gonna make it together. We're gonna do it. I love you, Aquatic. One of my best friends. And while we're on the topic of Aquatic, I like to shout out 3 Musketeers plus Aquatic. Me, Munamu, Wilwam, alongside Aquatic early on in my Kitten House era, was the oldest friend group that I've had. And although, hi Wilwam, we've had our girl drama, and hi Perry, we've had our bad decisions. Eventually, I think that really set the foundation for CDC to prosper into the friend group that we are today. And I look back at EQX, and I look at the incredible stacked lineup that we had back then, and I look now, we are still all together, and we are only getting bigger. Our team is only getting more and more fleshed out. It really brings a smile to my face. And last but not least, dude, Spawny, like, you don't get the amount of like praise that you do, but for what it's worth, a lot of the early foundation, more similar to Renyo, but more so you when it comes to the design and passion standpoint. I am safe to say that you were probably the only other person that shared the same crazy idea vision as I did, and I'm eternally grateful for the groundwork that you set for us. Albeit there were a lot of ups and downs, but hopefully we were able to work through it. Thank you, man. Thank you, Spawny. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. Okay. Now let's get into the people in the VC. All right. Oh wait, no. Before we go, hi, Depressive. Thank you for doing thoughts for me. I love you. Thank you, Depressive. Let's get into the people in the VC. Perry. No, not Perry. Let's not talk about Perry. First off, Philoxen. Philoxen. Before he was a staff, he was an inspiration to me as a player. He knocked me out in 6WC 2023, and I've always looked up to Philoxen as a player. And it's sort of like you look up to MREC and suddenly your team as MREC. Like Philoxen joining me as a staff was not something that I had on my bucket list. And it's crazy how Philoxen essentially brute forced and worked his way up, climbing the CDC ladder to eventually join the hosting team. Because Philoxen was not in admin until this point. He was not considered a third host until he legitimately put in the extra work in the front end, managed everything painstakingly. And I can safely say that he is probably the most deserving member of his title, the most deserving person of his title. Next up, Boam. Dude, I can't like I look at Go Drama and like you're literally the person that I look towards, and I legitimately think, hey, I've made a big impact on someone's life, and that to me is like, I can't believe it. This is big. This is like big news for me, and you know, you spend so much time, you know, genuinely putting yourself into my interests, and I really appreciate you for that. Like, you always never fail to give a good reaction. You actively try to ask me about my interests, and I think that's a really green flag behavior that I don't think a lot of people bring out in you. You know, as much as an introvert as you're very good company. Moving on, Perry. Like last time we did this in APC, I called you that my dad in life, and although that might not be the case, you may be a better person, dude. Like Foxy said it, and I think I want to echo it. But ever since meeting you, and ever since like embarking on that 8-month journey with you, I think I've changed so much as a person, more so than what Novi did beforehand. Like, you saw my downfall, and you're probably gonna see me rise up and drop down again. But I can't say it better. Like, legitimately, it was too clean. Like, it was I think it was for the better, yes, but I think the impact that you left on me in those 8 months were more so than anyone else has on this team, in part due to, you know, you being one of the, you know, cornerstones of my health, my freaking life, but of you just always being the voice of critique for me. And I think it also comes part and parcel because of your status in my life, of course, but you were always the sharpest one, and you were the first to call out on my bullshit. And thanks, dude. Thank you, man. I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. Title or not, I still love you to bits, and although, you know, the circumstances are not right at this point in time, I think you can definitely rest assured that, you know, you've imprinted on me more than you probably know. So now moving on to next shit. God damn, I'm gonna cringe so hard. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I wouldn't be called Gammy Crayola if there was Perry Crayola. Okay, Mirage. Fuck, dude. Fuck. I should not have saved you for. I should not have done the first thing for you because I was holding back, just absolutely exploding. But I have a crazy idea. After my run in 6 digit, I want to host a tournament, and I want you to be my co-host.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where you'll go from CDC moving forward, but it wouldn't have happened without you. It wouldn't have happened, yes, without the core development committee, but before all my other checks and balances, there was Mirage Fire. And Mirage, I'm a 17-year-old boy. I was a 16-year-old boy when I met you. And I can safely say that well, it sounds like you're doing diabolical things. No, that's not it, chat. But like legitimately, if it wasn't for your very matured way of thinking, if it wasn't for the way that you perfectly you perfectly counterbalanced my passion, my crazy ideas from your very rational view, like you have probably a perfect track record when it comes to making decisions that or like making calls where you knew it was a bad idea, but I still went with it anyways. You probably have a perfect track record when it comes to it. But dude, we built this city. We built this city on blood, sweat, tears, and a whole lot of hours set in VC. So, age gap be damned. For what it's worth,
hell
you
no.
are age gap be damned. For what it's worth, you are my brother through and through. And like, it's kind of weird. Like you're constantly described to me as like my father. But I think at least from I do not have daddy issues. I love my actual dad. But when it comes to like a standpoint of guidance, when it comes to a standpoint of maturing as a person, thank you, Mirage. Like this is us. This is us. Like Gammy Mirage was what started it all, and I don't care if you choose to step down from CDC as hit puller or whatnot moving forward. You're always gonna have a special role in my heart as the one other founder of CDC from the very beginning. So thank you, Mirage Naonoha. I love you, Dad.
Hell no.
Oh my god.
Hell
Okay, end
nah.
the stream.
All right, and last but not least. Oh wait, there's one more question in the question. If this is rage bait, Swanee, I'm gonna beat you. When are you coming to Perth? All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, one last person I want to thank you guys, the people who stayed till the very end, the people who made this 6WC dream possible. And I said it before, to all my haters, to all my supporters, to all of to the community that supported us from here, and to the community that we hope will support us when we move out to achieve hopefully greater things in the future. This is not the end of CDC. And there's a lot more to be desired from the rest of us. So I said it when we were doing our 6WC announcement, and I'll say it again. Look towards the future and dream big, because you never know where that might take you. So anyways, CDC is gonna host a tri-badge tournament.
Get out.
Bye. Anyone want to queue